Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, on behalf of your Denver-based podcast crew, we appreciate you joining us for the Friendly Vibes.
Coming to you live from TSS. It's Top Shelf Studios, baby. And boy, oh boy, am I excited to sit back in my chair and let some intellectuals take the wheel. Man, oh man. Too many ignorant, dumb comics have been in this studio recently, and it's time for us to finally get educated about how messed up this world that we've been joking about is. So I brought in two master's students, graduate degree. They're on the path to run the global elite. No, I'm just kidding. They're great guys. They seem like they care about what they're working on and studying about. To my left, John Lamberger. I fucked it up, didn't I?
Either way.
John Lamberger.
Yeah.
John Lamberger. I don't know much about John, but we're going to get to know each other today. And then the most returning guest of the show's history, our local public intellectual. We call him in when we need to know why we're wrong. Connor Moore.
Oh, I hope not. I hope that's not the reason.
No, I like a good someone that can bicker. Yeah. And we can do some fun bickering.
We need like a dedicated ad lib for me, you know? Because like I gotta be amongst at the top, right?
Oh, you want me to go?
Yes.
Yeah, so we do have some like sound drops. That's true. They haven't been playing much. Like here, why don't you you just put those near your ear.
Full circle though, bunch of illegals.
John, you do it.
Like sound drops like this, John.
Full circle though, bunch of illegals.
You know, yeah. I knew you'd shake your head. Or
I want to hear this.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm an educated.
You know, he wants that. That's what he's asking for. Can you believe that, John?
Yeah, like farts or something.
play your favorite one real quick.
Oh, my favorite one.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm an educated.
Thanks, Big Mike. So you want one of those, is what you're saying. So that actually, wait. I didn't realize. Sorry. Back up. And we're also joined by Connor Moore today.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm an educated.
That's his ad lib. You already have an ad lib. It was the one you just heard.
Oh, that's not the one I want.
No.
Yeah.
You're educated. I ain't gonna lie. Come on. No, I can go back and get you an ad lib.
Okay.
We're here to talk about. You guys been working your butts off on this cool new. What's the right word for it? Street journalists,
a mixture of journalism, like scholarly publications. We're trying to do a lot of different type of media.
So more posts. We've heard about this before.
Yeah.
This online umbrella that's allowing young students to apply their minds to creative endeavors, and especially with a focus on public policy.
Yeah.
And this new thing that John, you are in the head of.
Yes.
Sheepland.
Yes.
Which I love the name. Wonderful name. Who came up with the name?
I did. Yeah.
Sheepland.
Brainchild.
My brainchild.
The brainchild of John. And it's the newest podcast that I'm so excited for. And the premise is going to be talking to intellectuals that have been in the field, right?
Yeah. Subject matter experts. They're the people.
Those exist?
Yes. We're all subject matter experts in our own way, like grilled cheese or.
That's true. I could talk about living a tall life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
See?
Yeah. I think one of the amazing things about it that like John and I just connected on immediately is more post in the broader sense is aimed at taking really inaccessible knowledge, especially about public policy, foreign policy, and things that are like typically very apolitical. And they're looking at it in a very like strategic or a certain framework or lens that we don't get in the normal traditional news, right? For a lot of reasons, but mainly these things are like super expensive journals that we're lucky enough to have access to through higher ed and things like that, and then providing that from like. You know, I feel like a lot of people would trust maybe some young, passionate graduate students who are super, you know, intent on attempting to get it right, although we'll probably never get it right.
Well, this is
but-
the infancy of like the trust level that people are displaying with like the Nick Shirley types. Not to just, that's one example of like numerous independent journalists that like get some fire and get some traction and find some actual important reporting that they're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's, but also like taking these really, typically it's framed in like theory, right? So I'm sure we'll get into this later.
The theory of everything?
Well, yeah. So we primarily focus on foreign policy, things like that.
That's what you guys are both saying.
International security.
Yes.
Yeah.
International security.
Yeah, that's what we're studying. I'm getting a master's in international security. I'm getting like a certificate in strategic intelligence.
It always surprises me that those aren't just taught by Raytheon. Like,
No.
why is General Dynamics not?
Jeez.
General Dynamics U not,
Right. Although
That's the strategic intelligence, right? Of international.
in a sense, everyone uses it. Every
single
corporation, every state, everything. Everyone it's basically the person working at McDonald's corporate who McDonald's is like, hey, can we open up McDonald's in country X? For whatever reason. How do we do that? How do we send our burgers there? You ask someone who investigates, researches, oh, absolutely, we can open up McDonald's in Bolivia. It'll be great.
We can bring capitalism.
Yeah.
We can bring capitalism.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't have to be McDonald's. It could be like the Red Cross. Or it could, how do companies know, or corporations or think tanks, how do they know what is happening in the world?
Right. Because they're ignorant.
Someone.
They're just worried about the bottom line profits.
Right.
A quarter. Yeah, I'm a public traded company. Right. I'm the CFO. I don't know what's going on in Libya or how that affects my market.
Yeah.
It's not even. Well, it's not even ignorance. Ignorance sounds like a bad thing, but like things change.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Everything moves. Everything's in flux. Humans are complex. People like.
I just heard this week we're going to war with Venezuela.
Yeah.
Things change.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or Mexico soon too.
Oh,
we might
cool.
be going to war with Mexico.
Let's get a list, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
So-
So things change and people need information about the changes reliably from expert sources.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like
Geopolitics.
20 years ago, if McDonald's had McDonald's in Venezuela and Hugo Chavez takes over, they're like, okay, what is happening? Do we pull out? It's money, for a certain extent.
No more McDonald's in Moscow.
Yeah.
They just changed it, right? It's a quick pivot.
Well, I'm pretty sure when Russia invaded, they were like, and pulled out.
Which is...
Yeah, but then they go back in with another corporation and it's a quick pivot and they rebrand.
There's massive sanctions that have divided our economy from the Russian one. Like Starbucks is now just like Star Coffee. Like they just...
Right.
Yeah.
So, but so is my point right though? Or am I wrong? Because if I'm wrong, please tell me. Because I do think I'm wrong about a lot of the things I say.
Sure.
It's the pivoting of the sanctions. So hardline, we don't do business with Russia is kind of bullshit because the brand just recycles to something else.
It's in a corporate sense, it's cut off.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They leave. Like it's not like Starbucks is making money now in Russia secretly. It's like the off.
So Russia now is just operating a Starbucks.
They have
off-brand
Starbucks.
So the distribution channels. So basically, what we're saying is that the capitalist products are not unique enough that they can't just be stolen.
I have a great historical example.
Please.
Do you like Fanta?
Fanta. I love. It's my second only to Squirt.
So
I love Squirt. I really do love Squirt.
So Coca-Cola owns Fanta.
They do.
So when World War II started,
Okay.
Coca-Cola Germany was cut off from headquarters in America, like completely.
And that's where they make Fanta.
Well, it's the corporate ownership.
Oh.
They own all of it. It's distribution. It's wealth.
If you can't reach Atlanta, it's kind of like calling into Houston. Houston.
It's physically shipping. It's communicating.
Got it.
My boss is in America. I'm Coca-Cola Germany.
Got it.
Cut off. So they were cut off from like all the Coca-Cola supplies, all that stuff.
Wow.
So it's Nazi Germany.
999. I need my Diet Coke.
And they're like, well, let's take all this like excess like fruit stuff and we'll make our own soda. And so they developed Fanta in Germany in during like World War II. And
next time I see a lib drinking Fanta, bro, I'm going off. That's hilarious.
Fanta is delicious.
But hey, and Volkswagens drive great.
So there's this divide. The war ends, right?
Okay.
And then the economic ties come back up. Coca-Cola oh wow, this independently developed thing. We're gonna sell Fanta now because we need like a fruit drink,
Oh my gosh.
So now it's like
it's always about profit, dude.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, what do you mean? Well,
a corporation
for them.
In a vacuum, corporations are going to want to make money.
This will be fun. I think I might be able to make a broader stroke argument that it's always about profit, corporations or otherwise. Yeah. But but definitely for the corporation, the public way.
Absolutely.
It's also just pivoting back.
That's a great story. Thank you for that.
Right?
So I'm like, that Nazi Coca-Cola.
I feel like I heard that 10 years ago and just didn't remember it. That's hilarious.
So the same thing is happening with like Starbucks or
in Russia.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like off-brand, cut off corporate.
And it's better now. Is what you're trying to say. No, suggesting.
Is Starbucks good? Let's start. Whatever.
No, first of all, no. So they don't have much to beat.
But you could, it's like Star Coffee.
Nice.
And it has the same like symbolism and stuff. But I mean, China's been doing it for 30 years of the whole IP theft of the United States.
Also,
that's why they didn't sell earth warmers in China. There was a possibility of selling earth warmers in China way before, and Bill was like, "No, this is a terrible idea." The reason because they still had the intellectual property around the patenting of the binding and building of the chassis to the cab and whatnot.
Wow, interesting.
Fun fact, fun little side fact for you.
That's crazy.
Earth warmer heads out there.
Earth warmer, let's go. Also, before we move on, the one really cool thing about Sheepland, the podcast too, is like, so you're taking these like super, people who have spent their whole careers working on an issue, right? And at least as of right now, the schedule is the first episode is going to be with one of the leading experts in nuclear weapons, Dr. Doss. So it's going to be, it's really good, and it's taking really complex issues and dialing it down for like a general audience who doesn't get the privilege of like talking about these things in a classroom with these people.
So it's called Sheepland because essentially we're all sheep. We're all innocent people, all living in this large media environment. There used to be 3 channels on the TV. Now there's all these newspapers. We have independent journalism. You could just follow. I've met people who follow one person on Twitter and they get all their news from them. So the value of Sheepland, I want to say, is we're all sheep, including me. Like, I don't know lots of things. Like, and so it comes from this value of let's all just step out of the pen. Let's remove ourselves and just value talking to subject matter experts and just asking and expanding all the little jargony things that kind of separate people. I feel like we're being separated from like, I'm an intellectual. Yeah. I went to college. You're just a low person. Like, the value is I want to bring this, like, this is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Nuclear weapons. Mm-hmm. You ever see like the duck and cover or the 50s footage of kids?
Boy, have I! It's crazy that we told our country that that's what it was gonna take to be okay.
The Cold War, the Red Scare. My dad was like, "Yeah, we did like drills where we went under a desk."
Stuff like that. Reflecting on stuff like that now, John, makes me think. Well, good golly, with the alien stuff. Because we're probably not being told everything. Because if we were, it would be terrifying. Like it would have been in the 50s to know, that desk isn't going to do anything, man.
We still live in that world.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Totally. Completely.
Yeah. It's wild.
So that would be fascinating. That's great.
The point is to bring this for everyone. That's the value. It's not for like money or like, I make a podcast and you're a peasant. This is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That everyone should hear this.
Yeah, dude.
And that's just like the broader idea of more posts. Like we're taking our time and effort on top of school, on top of extracurriculars, to do something like this, because we feel people deserve that right of accessing these things as well. You know,
bro, I get it. I've been doing an independently produced show on top of working 60 to 70 hours a week for 2 years, because I believe people should have a place to be able to be people. And they're getting so cogged down that their humanity is being suffocated.
Literally.
Absolutely.
So.
There's like thematic elements to Sheepland. We're all in the media environment's this big wide open field, but we have these like fences we're penned in by like politics, like I'm a Democrat and I'm a Republican and we can't talk to each other. We have all these propagandists out there like spewing influence, like we can't trust those people, we have to divide, we have to build our own nation. So let's just remove ourselves and just all be equals.
Even the first just recognizing, being like, we're sheep, like all of us are sheep, like that conclusion, if that's the core thesis, like that is enough of a thesis. Like, we are sheep. Let's dig into an issue with this context of, we're all sheep and we probably have been led by some dogs and some, what do they call the people with the staffs? The herders, some herders, shepherds. Shepherds. We've been shepherded along. Let's just acknowledge it.
And in some good ways, in some bad ways, like they're people too.
Yep.
They all have motivations. This is not at all a knock against like journalism or like uncovering anything. This is all just about everything we are is everything you've learned up to this point, your experiences.
People need to do more cool stuff like this, bro. Like just doing things. Like the feeling of loss of America is just all it's taking to bridge that gap is people pushing back to do cool things like this. I mean, whatever it may be, like writing a book, writing a thing, doing a whatever, climbing the thing, making the story, like push back. It's not dead yet.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's a little cliched, but knowledge is power.
Super powerful. Like it changes everything.
Yeah. It's
and that's why you can see how powerful it is by the government's response to when people have access to knowledge. When they don't want that access to knowledge, with bad things that have happened with the files coming out. Oh my gosh, how can you believe they redacted those so poorly that you can bring them into an Acrobat program and unredact them? Hilarious.
Oh wow.
What's your take on that? Do you think, I guess maybe that's a bad question to ask, but like my take is, how funny would it be if it's someone that's like, I'm doing it this way because I know that like these should probably be public record, and the fact that we're redacting these is maybe not the best, and I'm just going to do it this way because I know that someone out there will figure out that you can access it and it should be public record because of, I'm suppressing information and I don't want to be I've been told to do something that's wrong, and I'm going to, it's what do they call that? Civil disobedience.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's an act of civil disobedience and protest against an authoritarian power.
Right.
That's one take on it, I guess.
Although I'm not against the idea of redacting in theory, like some of the redactions are like to protect, some of these people who are victims and stuff, like their names and stuff, like that makes sense. But like who knows? It's somebody's redacting this for some reason. And some of that reason could be good.
Security, things like that.
So here's fun. I brought this up with other guests that aren't international, but I just want your take. Maybe you can provide a take, maybe not. That's fine. How ironic is it when someone from our national security state stands up there and says, listen, we can't give you all the information about this horribly connected ring of abuse into young, innocent children that's been happening for decades because it's a matter of national security, which means that there might be a threat of the ongoing, continuing abuse of kids, or the things that are already established, these networks that still exist. Like, there is no framing of that I can take that's anything other than like, you're on the team of the people hurting the children, bro.
I think the funny...
National security be damned. Stop hurting the kids.
Right.
Sorry. That's my rant. I'll calm down. It just really gets me so like...
An interesting thing, at least I've learned studying, is the words like national security. It is truly whatever you make it is.
It's like,
and it changes. It can change over time too. Like there is no like.
It is
definite...
the ultimate semantic gymnastics word, right? Because it can be useful based on the amoeba nature of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Security itself. Like, how do we always have these discussions, just
National
the word
even.
security.
Okay.
So, like, what are we talking about the individual? What level of analysis are we talking about from, all the way up to the state and broader international
Are there,
scale?
Can I be a dumb person and ask you guys as smart people?
You are not a dumb
You're
person.
No, I am, and I want to step into that zone of myself.
You have
Are there some,
3 undergrad degrees.
Whatever, brother.
Come on, bro.
Don't hook me up to an IQ test. Those things are fake.
Yeah.
Is there like a first principles foundation from like a layperson level on like national security as a field, or like international security as a field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are tons of those.
Just like from someone who's like, what is national security?
Yeah.
What do you guys even like?
Okay,
What's the principles
so-
of the field?
Fundamentally, to me, when I think about national security, it is directly tied to an existential survival of the nation.
Got it.
And for the United States, the principles of the United States, the nation is the people that live in the United States and the federal government and all that. So, what I believe from what I've researched and studied all my life, huge History Channel kid,
Nice.
the guiding survival principles of the United States is to prevent 2 major crises that have happened. It's the Great Depression and the Second World War. Everything we do in the past 80 years has to prevent the next Great Depression or the next World War. And so that is tied to national survival. So like when we expand abroad, when we do anything, any behavior that the United States does is to serve this survival, interpreted by people who have become president, who are in Congress, all of that.
You're doing a really great job. I just want people out there to know. Keep going.
I mean, these are people.
But we're also talking about like one of the biggest bureaucracies in human history, right? Which is like especially the U.S. military. So like these large, what you're saying, John, and how I sort of see it is like these are the primary like policies and like themes that have been infused into the broader bureaucracy. And like there's so many moving parts, right? So like and so many actors within it who do have influence in different ways, like even international scale. You think about non-profit organizations though, like they do legitimately have influence and impact of like saving people's lives, and like they do
No, for sure.
like they
do.
There are a lot of people like desperately working to go around and make sure that
Like Doctors
like
Without
kids-
Borders is such an important organization, right?
I mean, I don't know much about Doctors Without Borders,
Okay.
but like there are plenty.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't know if that was sarcasm. That's
No.
why I answered it that way. Anyways, they're like even many of our peers are like dedicating their careers to go and attempt to do something to save a kid from getting hit by a missile strike or whatever. Insert any terrible, unacceptable circumstance for kids, for just any vulnerable population, right?
Mm-hmm.
And going off of like, I typically don't think in terms of like national security, like the term itself. Of course, we're using it all the time, and that's primarily what we're talking about. But like, I think more in a broader sense of security, so all the way down to like the human level of not even like a nation state, but you can talk about like, women's access to healthcare. You can insert so many different things about like what is the security of an individual too. So it's such a broad encompassing
Like I can
thing.
break it down this way. Like you, an individual, like you do things to be secure, right? You got your 3 undergraduate degrees because you thought it would help you earn a living or make the world a better place. You buy groceries to eat food. You do these things to be secure as an individual. But you have a family though, right? You're part of a family. So you would do things to make your family secure, right? And maybe you have aunts, uncles, you have an extended family. So you have this bigger, wider family. Like you would help them survive, right? Oh, well, in theory, maybe you would.
Sean wouldn't.
But, okay, here we go. Like, you live in this neighborhood, right?
Idealistic man meets libertarian idealist.
But you live
The world's nothing but pain, brother, and I'm in it alone. Sorry, no, but you're right. Yes. So it's just the extent. How far are you going to extend your care for others?
Right. You'd want Denver to do well, right? Like everyone who lives in Denver, right? Or maybe even Colorado or the United States,
not Mississippi.
That's a different topic. Or everyone everywhere, because everyone's a human. And what does it take for everyone to be secure? So you can really break it down.
Some of the people to not be around. Apparently. I don't know.
But you can't. But you can't extend it to like, hey, you're a human being first.
Yeah.
You know.
I really wish that it could be such a world where we do have that. It just hurts my heart when also we've got people that like are extending that level of care to the degree that they're like putting themselves in a position where they die. Like, because they don't need to be there. Because they extended their care so far that their Honda Pilot got in the wrong place in the wrong time. Like, that's a problem for me, like, morally. Of, like, that lady probably shouldn't have done that. Because that life probably mattered, too. And I don't know. It's just... I think you can extend your care so far that it ends up with you don't even care about yourself, your own self.
Detrimental. Yeah.
It's self-detrimental. It's completely.
I mean, I've been... Like, we talk about constantly some of the most depressing...
Yes, my God.
Depressing topics daily that, like, will really make you... It can easily, make you fall into just such pessimism and just, like... Honestly, to the point... I can't even tell you the amount of times I've been, like, especially in grad school... where
why is it worth it?
Should I even be doing this?
Yeah, totally.
Legitimately, it impacts probably every student that you don't see every day, but like all of them are suffering. Or let's hopefully they're okay. But like all of,
relatively speaking,
right? Yes,
they're suffering with the they have an idealistic, hopeful lens of the future, and they're being met by this brutal reality of the uphill battle of what change takes.
But I also like the majority of these students are like so talented and like thoughtful. So yes, in that sense too, but like right now in the world, especially for like, and this is a whole argument too, but like in America, we're going through in terms of like, just changes of norms and like precedents and things like that it's like everything is so unclear and uncertain. And that even adds even more of like, what's gonna, like, I have no clue what's happening, and I've been studying this stuff for like 5 years, and like I am at an institution that's 12th in the world for what we do, and I am like, there's so much uncertainty, right? But the one thing I would say, because I have to push back against myself all the time on this, and one of my close professors, like just absolute G, Singumbe, he is the kindest person I've ever met, and probably the smartest, right? And he told me that, because I was like dealing with like, how do I even compartmentalize things? And he said, each day we're like inundated with the worst of the worst in the news. And of course it sells, but like he was explaining, he was like, you have to also think like short, medium, and long term. And the people who have been working their whole careers, who are doing things you just don't hear about, but they're moving to the medium, to the short term, and they're like, you have to find hope in that sense. Hopefully I did it justice. Yeah, I did not do it justice how he put it. But like
there's people working in the dark that you don't see on bigger things
constantly on like research, on trying to find solutions, and sometimes those things hit, and they hit big time, and if they hit big time, boom, it's going to be so impactful. So I forget what the broader sense. I just
like the foundational question of like what is national security and like what are you studying? Like with economics, it's the study of how we orient people and money and functions so that we can have efficient outcomes. In theory, that's what the foundational idea of economics is.
We got a bunch of developments.
Economics for the last 20 years has been money printer go brr, but MMT.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So it's I was just wondering if, I'm sure there's different ideals on it too, where some people think national security is like, the isolationist state, we're worried about us and our safety, or it's extending to making sure everybody's safe because that helps our own safety type of a thing. So,
Absolutely.
Very interesting. So Sheepland, have you got one guest? Have you done the first interview yet?
Yes.
That's exciting.
It went really well.
Wonderful.
We've got a few more in the pipeline.
Hell yeah.
We got new equipment. Oh, I'm so excited.
Thanks to you for some suggestions.
Let's do a little sausage making talk here. Really excited.
Absolutely.
What'd you go with?
What's
your setup like?
Like some ZD. We don't have I do have lights, but it's going to be just audio.
Okay. That's a good place to start. I started just audio. It's it's a big undertaking to learn. So just starting the audio is a good place.
I got After Effects to do like sound waves on like a video that plays and stuff. So there's like a backdrop and stuff. I got some ZDMs. We got some headphones.
What is ZDMs?
It's like a microphone.
Oh, microphone.
Nice. Who makes it? I can't remember who makes it.
Are they like XLR mics like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got like a little like pod track or something to hook into?
Yes.
Or an interface?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It all hooks up into one computer chip that does it all at the same time.
Oh, nice.
The first one we had like 3 different
You have to show me. That's cool. Send me a picture or something.
Yeah.
And after an hour, it was called like recording drift, because they're all 3 separate processors, and they're all just different ages. They're all warped. So like after an hour, like even if I sync it in an editor, it'll like nanoseconds. It'll just drift. And like, this is so tedious.
Yeah.
So now it all just one processor. Super excited.
Yeah. That's fun. It's a lot to learn. It's interesting, right? Like what am I recording at? What hertz rate is this? And what?
Right. I had studied film and sound.
Oh, nice. So you were well versed then.
Yeah, but sound wasn't my forte. It was more like editing, visual design.
Was this undergrad?
Yes.
Can we do like a quick little aside on you?
Yeah.
So where'd you go to undergrad?
I graduated high school in 2011.
Okay.
And I went to...
From where?
Oaklawn Community High School.
Where's that?
Go Spartans. It's Oaklawn, Illinois.
Oaklawn, Illinois. Okay.
It is a southwest suburb of Chicago.
Got it. Near Peoria, No. Naperville. No.
Yeah, Naperville. Yeah. It's more Chicago-y than Naperville.
Hey,
we're real Chicago.
That's all I need is a thumb. I went to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where people say, "We're from Chicago," and it's like, okay, well, where in Chicago? So I know the scale. Yeah,
we border
gotcha.
Chicago.
Perfect.
Which that's a whole Chicago thing. Where people in Chicago like, you're not actually from Chicago. I'm like, but I can see the.
It's all a game of how much does your life suck to be cool, at some extent.
Yeah.
In the big city, it's like, how much of a shoebox can you live in and still be okay? It's crazy.
So I went to
it's ludicrous, dude.
Yeah. I went to film school. It was like a film academy. It was like a multimedia trade school called Tribeca Flashpoint Media Arts Academy.
Okay.
They did sound design for like music producers. They did video game design, digital graphics, film.
Is that in Chicago area?
Yes, it's like in the loop.
Got it. So what got you interested in that, or were you on that track?
I had done lots of like performing arts. Like I did a lot of musical theater in high school. I did competitive speech, competitive theater.
What speech? Did you debate or just speech?
In Illinois, they don't do debate anymore because it's not fun.
People's feelings get hurt. In Illinois, it's all about protecting people's feelings.
But competitive speech in Illinois is like it's kind of like track where there's different events and stuff.
I'm aware. Okay, like original oratory, humor.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty similar into Colorado.
What did you do? What was your...
I did a bunch of things. I did like we had duet stuff. We had like poetry. We did like original comedy stuff. I did.
See, these are the people I just
speaking.
John. I love you, but these are the people I just couldn't get along. You're looking at a brick wall, going, and I'm over here like slamming lockers, watching an Ohio State hype video from a national championship, asking a teacher like, "Hey, can you not do that before I walk into my final PF event?"
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh, GMOs. Like, oh my god, I'm like, we got the fucking piece of. I remember we won our first varsity debate tournament. The piece of evidence that won us the tournament, which is so ironic now, was from the World Health Organization. It was like, the World Health Organization says that GMOs are completely safe. We're going to go against the World Health Organization. It's like so ironic 5 years later. Okay. Maybe that wasn't the
the one event that an old friend and I won, because we weren't in debate together, but I joined, like, I think you were already in college. Anyways.
Yeah, you were
Ours was on, the topic we got first in was deployment of THAAD systems in the first Trump administration to South Korea. Anyways, John.
Oh. So, I went to this, like, tech billionaire.
So you're talking against walls. You're like, I want to do some more of this wall talking. I'm going to go to film school.
I was like, I want to, like, maybe write or something.
Yeah, that's
so,
sick.
Like, well, I should maybe study that in film school. So, like, this tech billionaire founded this school.
Which tech billionaire? Shout him out.
What is his name? Howard Tolman.
Howard Tolman.
I think I'm Facebook friends with him still. But he's like,
Tolman.
What do you do? How do you make his money?
I have no idea.
Keep going.
Like, all his art was like, this school also was like 3 floors in like the Loop in like Chicago buildings. All his artwork was like on all the walls. He was like, the future is Tumblr and Facebook. He was like always tumbling, always Facebook posting. It was wild. The school doesn't exist anymore. It went bankrupt. But I went in for like, I want to be like a screenwriter or something like that. And then they were like teaching you like, well, if you're gonna screenwrite, you got to learn how to shoot film. Oh, you're going to shoot film? Well, you got to really know how to direct actors. Well, you're going to direct actors? Well, you should know how to edit them in the filming process. Or you're going to do all this? You should learn how to produce something, too. Or you're going to produce something? You got to really know how to, like, beg people for money all the time. And that's all you're going to be doing.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, this is awful.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was like a 2-year trade school, so I got my associates in that.
Got it. Wow. And then from there, what?
Let me see.
You get a job from there?
He's done a lot.
So then what year is it now?
It is 2013.
So it's 2013. So it's still the Obama era.
Yep.
Yep. Change is still here.
Change, hope. And then all my friends moved out to LA. I didn't have any money. So then I just worked for a few years. I worked at Jimmy John's. I worked at Whole Foods. Saved up a bunch of money. And then I moved to LA.
Nice. Okay.
And then I'm like, wow, I actually really hate it here. And then I moved back to Chicago.
Nice. Okay.
Living at home, working at Whole Foods in Naperville, actually.
How old are you at this point?
I am 23, 24.
Okay.
And then I'm just doing nothing.
Whole Foods Naperville.
Whole Foods Naperville.
That's that's some frustrating whites, and I'm saying that.
I worked at the deli, so I'm like, working with lots of people, and like, if you go to Whole Foods, you could be like, can I try a sample of that? And so this nice little lady comes up like, can I try some coleslaw? I'm like, sure. So I put a little coleslaw in a little cup, and I give it to her, and she like, and like just hands it back to me and stuff. Like, oh, all right. Change my gloves, wash my hands. So like, just hating my life.
Yeah. No, dude, been there.
Yeah.
This last week, I had to take a full pint glass full of puke across the showroom.
Oh.
It's like, oh yeah, this isn't a drink. This is throw up. Let me just go take care of this.
That's a lot of vomit.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of vomit. Ad-lib that.
There you go. Yeah.
Farts.
Someone's making a shitty point for a while. I go, that's a lot of vomit.
Yeah, that's great. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna join the Marine Corps. And then I did that.
Okay. At 24?
At 24.
Damn. And where'd you go? So tell me about that.
Well, I joined the Marine Corps, and they sent me to Japan. So I lived in Japan for 3.5 years.
I heard that's what is the Marines they don't like in Japan. The Marines in Japan have there's some toughness, some history of some. I don't know.
What do you mean?
I've heard and read that maybe maybe it's the Navy. I don't know. Japan has an interesting relationship with the military presence the United States has kept there since.
There are certainly implications for us occupying those spaces.
Yeah, for sure. It makes sense, right? Like
what if Japan had a military base next to you?
Yeah.
You know.
Don't you think we'd hear some stories of some Japanese soldiers doing some weird shit?
There's
probably
a lot of environmental impacts. There's violence against women.
What, are you guys playing loud music or?
There's that. I mean, there's a lot of implications, a lot of good things for being there, foreign policy wise.
You're not building pickleball courts, are you? Come on.
No.
Environmental implications. That's what we're worried about here in Denver. It's too loud. The pickleball court's too loud in my neighborhood. We need an environmental impact study done.
Pickleball.
Didn't the U.S. after the war?
Yes, they did. whatever you're about to say, the U.S. did it.
I mean, you know, they basically wrote the Constitution for Japan.
Oh yeah, Douglas MacArthur. Douglas MacArthur was the occupying governor of Japan after the war.
Yeah.
They turned it from an absolutist, militarist, fascist supremacy state into like a constitutional monarchy where they gave women all these rights, and it became like a westernized country.
And now they love Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon? Well, they invented Pokemon.
And now we made them invent Pokemon. Sorry.
You have to catch them all.
Some of
You
the
have to catch them all.
greatest things, you know?
Well,
In like...
Hey, if you want a sex machine, they got the best in the world.
Oh.
They do.
Have
In
you
Japan?
been to Japan?
No, but I just know that Japan is like, they're you know, we're worried about quantum computing and AI centers. They're like, forget all that. Sex robots.
I love Japan.
They're like on the forefront. They're cutting edge. They must have graduate programs for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who knows? Absolutely. No, I don't know. So yeah,
there's some guy studying viscosity over there. Like, I'm gonna get this right.
you have to chemicals.
The
and stuff.
lubricant has to be just right.
Oh.
That's sick. Wow. So 4 years in Japan, or how long?
3.5 years.
Okay. Did you enjoy it there?
I loved it. It was so great. You should just go to Japan.
Oh, well, if I went to Japan, I would just be I'm an attraction.
Yeah.
I'm an I will be stopped for all. My uncle told me, he's like, you go to East Asia and you're going to be an attraction.
Oh yeah. It was so cool. I was wearing like my White Sox hat. One day I went to like the zoo, and I'm watching like a show, like one of the zoo shows that they have, and this man, he's with his family, and he just like looks at my hat and he's like, Chicago, Michael Jordan. And then he just starts listing all the Great Lakes and stuff.
So you just you got a great demonstration in, that's what soft power is. Now I understand soft power. Like we're the global hegemonic soft power. Here it is. This is what it is. It's, Michael Jordan, Chicago.
Yeah.
It could be like a power thing, but also like I'm like, he was maybe a Chicago Bulls fan.
It's a power thing. You're studying international security. You know it's a power thing. You know that we go into these countries and make these cultural things. It's a very important part of our power dynamic around the world. That wanting to be an American.
Yeah.
Americanized things.
Yeah.
Freedoms. You know, buying things. Lu-boo-boos. This is what America is.
Yeah.
Things made in China for cheap that rich people somehow decide everybody needs.
Yeah.
And you can't have.
Yeah.
Like houses.
I need my rainbow chocolate Labubu.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Dubai chocolate. Yeah. Need it. Gotta have it. Interesting.
And then
so then after Japan, where'd you come back to?
I applied to the University of Denver.
Okay.
In Japan. And I got in. And I'm like, oh, sweet. I've never been to Denver before. And then I moved here.
Nice.
And I finished. So I already had an associate's, so I just had to finish my bachelor's, and then I went right into my master's. So traditional college.
And since you served, you can get some of that paid for, right? Does that help?
Tuition free.
Nice.
It's a free, debt-free master's degree.
Good stuff.
That's my rhyme scheme for that.
Hell yeah. Good stuff.
I'm like,
it's the only reason to do it. It's crazy to be taking out hundreds of thousands of dollars for degrees.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to undergrad and treated it like a job. Connor can tell you, but like I just got a scholarship and was like, oh yeah, they're paying me to go to school. I'm now a professional school athlete.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
It's me still.
Yep. I mean, I did good at it. I could come off the bench whenever. They can call me up to the Turkish leagues whenever.
Yeah.
I'm ready for school. But I don't know. It's crazy. It's a crazy world. It's crazy to try to think about grinding by and trying to do school. Like,
I am blown away by our peers. They're like, I worked at a bar last night, like doing bar back stuff or like nannying, I'm like, I'm tired coming to school.
Oh yeah.
Like it is.
Oh bro, you should see a comic that doesn't do fucking dick with their life, sits around all day, sits at an open mic for 5 hours and is like, oh, I just don't have energy to wake up to do a podcast.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro? Like, yeah, no, it's drive. I mean, I keep encouraging the young people, my peers, is like, if you have any bit of drive and can apply the drive over time, like you will be lapping these NPCs around us in 10, 20 years. If you can talk to other people, like soft skills are going to be way more valuable than whatever you can do in Excel. And hey, I'm good at Excel over here, but it's not going to be as valuable as talking to people.
If you don't know how to talk to people, like you could be the smartest person in the world, but if you can't tell people that, you're not going to be included. Mm-mm. It's so important to communicate and stuff. So
build relationships.
Yeah. Build relationships.
Yeah.
Now watch this drive. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Now watch this
Is
drive.
our children learning?
Is our children learning?
Wait, are we thinking about something else?
Now watch this drive. Bush.
George W. Bush.
George W. Bush.
Yeah. Okay. Good. We're on the same page.
There's an old poster out west. Wanted. Dead or alive. It's talking about Bin Laden. Like, oh my God. I was like, I'm like a third grader. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's crazy how competent he looks now.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head so hard.
You look back, you're like, damn, that's actually not that bad. Fuck.
Yeah.
It is remarkable though, like the type of people we get to, our peers who we get to interact with, the like crazy backgrounds that they've had. A lot of service members in the program. We have Army fellows,
Peace Corps people.
Yeah, it's so funny. I didn't. I won't say her name because I don't know if it.
No,
but anyways,
don't dox people.
Yeah, no, I won't. There's this one individual at the school, fellow for a year, and she's I never realized like what rank she was in the U.S. Army. Had no clue. And my dumb ass is over here coming up to her like, yo, what's good? Like all these like, I don't know, college level jargon or whatever.
You being a Colorado boy.
Yeah, and being a Colorado boy. That's a perfect way to put it. And it's just so funny. I later find out, she's like basically on the stepping stones to like general and things like that. Yeah. Like so high ranking, and I'm over here like not even realizing it. But God, it was amazing. We're great friends.
Yeah,
we are.
Oh, I took a class last year with the previous fellow.
Yeah,
and another peer of ours was like, "Yo, what up?" First name, and I'm like, I just like, it's Lieutenant Colonel. Show some like knife handing them. Like, yeah. No, I didn't actually like correct them. But.
Trying to go up and dap them up.
like
But they love it though. Yeah. Like that's the thing. They don't get to be around that, and
right.
It's great.
It's much more casual on a college campus than on a military base.
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
With them. Yeah.
Even like certain people we've got to meet. We've got to meet Condoleezza Rice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Owner of the Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah, and
owner of the Broncos.
Oh my God, an owner of the Broncos.
An owner of the Broncos.
That's what she's known for.
That's what she's known for. Owner of the Broncos.
Not Secretary of State.
What?
Yeah, what? But Also, it's just
First
crazy.
black woman owner of the Broncos. Sorry. What else?
Who else is the former PM of Iran was in our program?
No, he wasn't the prime minister. He was the basically the Secretary of State
Okay.
of Iran. Who went to our school in like the late 80s.
Yeah.
Whoa.
President of what Latin American country?
He was the president?
No, one of them.
What?
Didn't Condi said it in her like explanation of her time at Korbel? She was like good friends with, I forget who, but they ended up becoming, I'm pretty sure, head of state of a country. So like just crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Really cool. And all of our teachers too, really remarkable, like insane experience beyond academia. Like all of them have like been practitioners and done really crazy stuff. Been in, anyways, it's crazy. Sometimes I get numb to it and I have to pinch myself because I'm like, a lot of people don't ever get to be in these spaces talking to certain individuals who have done a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's like just why you're in college. That's why you're in college, right? That's what the point of college is, to be around people and interacting with people and getting that experience. You know, you bring all these people that have had all these crazy lives together so that they can talk about the important issues of the day moving forward into humanity as they're going to be the stepping stone leaders of tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah,
glad that college sounds like it's still working.
I mean,
at least for this program.
Well, for me, I always say that like education, unfortunately, is not equal. And so everyone's experience is going to be very, very different. And I have to remind myself, like, I've hit just like constant, just luck after luck with my experiences and interactions, especially with professors. I mean, just literally like life-changing moments for me. And I'm so grateful for it. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that experience in college, or they don't get the chance.
Do you think that it's that, though? Do you think it's just pure luck, or do you think there is, because I'm on the team of there's more control always than we give credit for. So like you always have some type of applied
I should say,
effort.
I mean, of course there's intention behind it, right? So like for me, I was very intentional about being involved, doing things. And it's not that that's better or worse, whatever, you know. It just is what it is, but
there's certainly financial aspects to going to college. It is so expensive to go and learn. Like
sorry. I'm putting that aside.
Oh, okay.
Because the obviously the inequality of access to information and education is a given. We just have to that's an assumption of truth.
Like even
I'm saying once we're in the institution, in the doors, the people that get the luck compounding are, I'm guessing, assuming my position would be that those people are applying more effort or more engagement in the process to get those luck things to fall versus someone that's just going through the motions and getting a 2.0 or doesn't even want to be in college and their parents want them to be there, but yada yada.
For sure. Right. But what is luck? It's like preparation meeting opportunity.
Yep. Preparation plus
over time. There's some equation. There's some equation like that.
What is luck, Siri?
What is luck? Luck is a 4-leaf clover on a sunny rainbow day.
Yeah. Preparation plus opportunity plus action.
Oh yeah. I mean,
or value times visibility.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know how I got so lucky. I was like, I want to go to Denver.
Look at this. Popular luck equations. There are 5 listed here on the Google AI. Preparation plus opportunity plus action.
Okay.
That's attributed to Darren Hardy. Luck equals value times visibility. Luck equals the surface area for luck times the time of exposure. That's a formula suggesting more activities, the surface area, and longer participation time increase in exposure to luck. Luck equals outcome minus probability. That's a philosophical take where luck is the unexpected positive difference between what happened and what was expected to happen. Or luck equals, in parentheses, quality times volume divided by serendipity close parentheses, plus openness. That's a more complex model acknowledging controllable factors, quality, volume, openness, and the less controllable element of serendipity.
Wow.
So yeah, I would fall probably on the luck equals quality volumes divided by serendipity plus openness, because your openness is a huge factor, and for that to be a separate thing, I think is a good way to lay out that equation. Hey man, you're talking to the guy that spent hundreds of hours on an undergrad dissertation doing a happiness economics, trying to algorithmize happiness. I was like literally down to the data of building an algorithm for happiness.
That's wild.
So it's that kind of shit. It's the divide by serendipity. You know, it's like it's crazy at some point.
Lambda, just like all these like omegas. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of what studying is. Theory studying is a lot of that. Like, we're going to assign this thing to this. This means this. Okay, now we're going to use that for this. And watch me plug it backwards into this. And
symbols that follow rules.
Some proxies, use some methods.
Absolutely.
Yeah, proxies and methods for you guys mean something entirely different. Come on.
What do you want to know? What's happening in the world, I guess?
I'm interested what you think where we're headed with international conflict. It seems like all signs point to us being more involved in international conflict than the previous administration under Trump. Seems like Venezuela, seems like Mexico, seems like Russia doesn't like what we're doing in those, so there's some worry there. We obviously have a lot of our economy and worry tied up in Taiwan because of their link to the wafers and data centers. I mean, we have to...
TSMC.
Yeah, TSM. Mm-hmm. We have to maintain a hegemonic reliance in the South China Sea, and so I just wonder, from what you hear, where do you see, if you had to just guess, be the magic 8 ball, where this heads?
Oh boy.
Do we get deployed? Do we need like a ground war? Is this all like
we sending Connor in when they...
Did you guys read about when they raided Maduro's thing about them using a weapon that made people bleed from their ears and vomit? The same type of weapon that they've shown on the internet for a while.
Like the crowd.
It's called Havana syndrome, or Havana syndrome is what they called it initially. So there's a really crazy video on 60 Minutes. You can easily find this. It was maybe a few years ago. But they were interviewing U.S. officials at multiple levels who were doing embassy work. You know, they were diplomats, things like that, where they would be in their house and they would just like start getting the most intense migraine, and like now they have like really debilitating health issues.
Yeah, it started in 2016, about a dozen overseas locations. Government officials, their families reported symptoms associated with perceived localized loud sound.
Yeah.
The symptoms last for months. Disabling cognitive balance, dizziness, insomnia, headaches. It's not officially listed as anything because the government's doing, you know.
Oh, I was thinking of this... what is it called?
Directed energy weapons is what this is all about.
Yes, there's like a giant crowd control, less than lethal technology to like disperse crowds is like this cone that just like shoots sound waves at people that are you just can't be there.
It's insane,
and they have to disperse. So that's what I was thinking of, which is, I think is different than Havana syndrome.
Yeah,
possibly linked. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a crazy 60-minute video.
But hang on, I'm getting to it. I'm forgetting to it. Sure. Here it is, the Sonic. It's the long-range acoustic device. It was developed for LAPD to send warning messages in high tones over loudspeakers at a non-lethal directed acoustic energy weapon. They're also used on ships for anti-piracy measure.
Yeah.
But the stuff we know publicly about these type of things, like it's 100,000-fold what they have, you know.
And I would say it's less than lethal, not like it's non-lethal. Like there's always a risk. Like who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
So less than lethal and non-lethal are different. You're saying?
Yeah, because like a taser is non-lethal, quote unquote, but there's always risks of, you know, with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could have a heart attack if you had a pacemaker and I taser you.
Mm-hmm.
you could die.
So
Or if you had a heart condition with a taser.
right. So it's less than lethal.
It's less than lethal. The intent is to not kill you, right? If I had a gun or something. It's less than lethal.
But isn't that what non-lethal means? Is that it's the intent is to not kill you? That's what it's semantic gymnastics kind of.
I could still, like, if I hit you with a pillow.
Yeah. That's a non-lethal thing. I could still die. But I could still die.
It depends how hard, but realistically, you're not going to die if I hit you with a pillow. There is a larger risk with tasers, with mace, that could cause harm.
Right, but I guess I just don't see how the harm gets mitigated by the semantic gymnastics of no or less.
Saying
I get frustrated by us spending so much of our like public time and resources worrying about like how we're phrasing a thing versus like, hey, this person died.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're
non-lethal, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But maybe you won't be.
But like less lethal doesn't say, I don't know. It's
I would say it's more in the middle than
I understand it and it makes sense, but I do think it's a very silly thing because what they should do is make cops go to college and not 12-week programs and
for sure
other things.
Yeah. I sympathize.
But it's interesting how wide it's not just this type of a thing where this happens in our society. Like you've talked about throughout this is like the carving and changing of where things are going and the muddiness of it so that you don't really understand. So it's harder to you really, really, really have to keep up to have an understanding of where we're at.
I took like a taser class where you got to
tased.
be tased.
Yeah.
And you had to sign off on it.
Right.
Like I'm going to be tased. I'm going to be basically shot with 2 probes in my back.
Yeah.
There's this risk.
There is this risk that I could be harmed significantly.
Yep.
Probably not, because I'm a nice, young, healthy man getting tased. But there is a non-zero risk.
I will say,
sorry.
I sympathize with the feeling and frustration about like semantics and whatnot. And for sure, in a lot of things, probably unnecessary, right? Also true, though, is very necessary in quite a few things. Like, I think sometimes if we oversimplify things, especially in today's environment where you have just so much information, lots of it is false, and now tons of it is fake, like deep fakes. AI is just flooding into the American system now. And I wrote a threat assessment about the PRC's AI advancement. And just this year, just in like January, late December, now you're really starting to see it like rapidly increase. I mean, when I go on like the Instagram for the company and whatnot, and you look at Venezuela, like so many of these videos are like deep fakes of, oh my God, that's them rappelling onto the rooftop where they went in and got Maduro. No, they don't have footage of that. At least the public does not, right? And it's just insane. So
wait, you haven't seen the footage? I can show you footage of the helicopters in the city that night.
Oh no, I have tons of footage of the helicopters
there is
flying.
Footage of that.
No, I could show you the.
I didn't see rappelling. I can't speak for that, but there's footage of that in the city.
We're working on a reel right now, so we've even been diving so deep into footage we've found of the military buildup over the past few months, and it's the most insane footage you'll see. So hopefully we'll get it out soon, and you'll enjoy it. It's like dramatic, right? Like Apaches flying, like all this crazy
explosions
stuff
in the distance.
Yeah.
So even so cell phones though are a good thing for freedom, liberty, and not and for the wealth, for extending our care toward every human. Cell phones are a good thing because even though they track us and they violate our privacy all the time, they allow us to take a video of those Black Hawk helicopters. And
I mean, in general, it's just like there are 2 truths to anything, right? So like, especially to your point, with cell phones, Ukraine was huge for this, for documenting like war crimes of like fighter jets coming in and literally sending missiles at what you would think in America are like little suburban neighborhoods, right? Like documenting things like that. Massive, getting it out right away.
It is the most documented war ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just so ubiquitous with all these cell phones, anything.
We've got all this documentation. We've got more documentation of war crimes committed on this planet over the last 10 years than ever before, I think.
Yes,
Probably.
but we're also missing tons of it too. So it's like we had a really interesting discussion this last week about counting deaths, civilian deaths, and it gets very, very technical, and this is what I mean to like semantics. It is very important in certain realms because when you see a headline saying, you know, scores of people dead in X country, finding out how they got to that number is really important.
Yeah, dude, I
And-
saw it during the COVID thing. I lived with my grandma. She sat on the couch every day and watched a rolling death toll come across CNN.
Yeah.
And she was terrified as the semantics told her, these are the people that are dying. These are the numbers. Some of those people were fucking people that got in car accidents and got counted and things like this. It totally matters.
Yeah.
It totally matters.
Getting down to how people did, but also just it's incredibly difficult to find.
So what are the
accurate
current,
numbers.
they think what, 750,000, a million Ukrainians have died? What is the current estimates?
The current, my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, John, Russians have experienced 1.2 million casualties, at least,
For
at a
what,
minimum.
bro? For what?
Casualties being killed or
Yeah.
too
Or
wounded
wounded.
to fight again.
Yeah.
That's what a casualty is.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, good semantics right there.
That's an important clarification
It
because
is
but I don't think
casualties.
a layperson don't think they know that.
obviously, that's where we don't.
Ukraine
you can
doesn't
make
release
estimation. Yeah,
Ukraine doesn't release their numbers.
Yeah. But for sure we're in.
Sure, it's a lot.
They don't release their numbers. Why? Because they don't release the numbers on the guns. Because only 30% of the guns make it there. Or what's the?
Well, in Ukraine, like you know, there's I'm sure tons of considerations to it about what intelligence you let out and how that affects you. There have been like really, you should tell Sean about the geospatial intelligence that Russia did on the Ukrainian trenches.
Oh, so
that was insane.
Yeah,
So
please.
in 2014,
Got it.
Russia seizes Crimea.
Right.
They have their
Obama goes, it's not going to be a problem. It's
They're
going to be okay.
little-
We're going to work this out.
their little
They're going to give Crimea back. Can I get a glass of water?
Yeah, I got you. I remember.
Russia supported like insurgents who said they were like, oh, these are actual people from the Donbass, and they actually are seizing up. They want to make their own, separate
Right.
from Ukraine.
Right. These people don't want to be Ukrainian. They want to be Russian. Yeah.
And it was this gray area where Ukraine wasn't fighting Russia, but Russian-backed insurgents, essentially. So, in between 2022 and 2014, Ukraine and Russia were in this like quasi-gray war, and it got down to, I mean, it still is, but it got down to trench warfare again. So you have Ukraine's in a trench one side, these insurgents on the other side, and Russia did this psyop where everyone has their cell phone, right? You have a cell phone in your pocket. I have mine. Connor has his. These cell phones ping to cell phone towers, satellites, all that stuff. The psyop was they went in and found all their Facebook profiles. And they contacted all of their parents, mothers, fathers, and they called them, Russia. They called their parents like, your son or daughter is dead.
Didn't they frame themselves as the Ukrainian government?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, they didn't go.
Right.
Hey,
Obviously.
Russia, everybody
Russia,
found your dead
obviously,
son.
yeah. Yeah.
First thing that these parents did was like, I have to call my son or daughter. And so...
They're dead. What are you talking
No,
about?
they weren't dead, though.
Yeah, no, I know.
So they called, and from Russian satellite imagery, this whole trench just lit up like a Christmas tree. And then they were able to pinpoint that with their artillery, and Russian artillery actually just wiped out this whole trench.
Wild.
Well, I've learned recently they have for a while been able to like map out rooms based off Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It glows. They know everything.
This room is glowing right now.
They know the whole thing.
In the Marine Corps, we did exercises where our comm people, when we were doing the exercises, like it came down to like checking in just became click, 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 just like quick things, because it would just light up if we had cell phones on us or if they had like long, like actually talking to people. Like
it's crazy.
It is so complex.
They can send a drone in here right now and kill just me. That's how good they have it. You guys would be fine.
Well,
they can kill just me.
They like.
No, it's true.
No, oh no.
Why you,
I was
though?
just gonna say they're
talking my shit.
We got 'em.
There is a video that Israel released where they used a drone. They were flying through Gaza, and the drone like captured an individual in a partially war stricken building, whatever.
Oh,
I don't
this
know
is
the
their
term.
humble brag war crime. Yeah.
And anyways, they went back, noticed it was them, and went in, and
that's wild footage.
Yeah.
Just like an observer drone, just like goes up to the apartment, and he's just like on the couch in there. Like,
crazy.
and then another drone came in, and it was like the leader of Hamas.
Yeah,
I believe.
it was the political leader. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Anyways, to your point, yes,
drones.
no, for a fact that's happening.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, but it's
so maybe we don't need to worry about the national debt. Hot take. Maybe it's really good we spend all this money on all the futuristic alien military tech we do. Hot take. Maybe this is the best way. Maybe we should have homeless people that can't eat and families that can't eat, because anyone on earth that causes a problem for us, we can just say, not anymore. Maybe that's it, I guess. Maybe, shoot, I'm never going to own a home, but they can kill me whenever.
It's
fuck, man. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to like.
Yeah,
I'm trying here.
Yeah.
I'm grasping at straws.
Right.
They keep taking the straws away.
Yeah. I mean, it's very difficult, even like in the topic of AI. I personally am like, nah, just shut that shit down,
Unplug
like,
it, dude.
Like literally,
Unplug it, bro.
it's eroding our brains. Like, sure, there could be some benefits in medicine, things like that, of course, but it's such an unfortunate. Going back to your question about like where everything is headed, the unfortunate situation is that we have all these emerging technologies and challenges at a point where you have another nation state, a superpower, challenging us and potentially
here's the real thing though that I struggle with. I hear that and I worry about that we're being challenged by other superpowers. What other superpower can go into other sovereign nations and just take the leader?
So let me tell you that no one else can. And at that like surgical, like precise capability. But people don't realize though that, like, for instance, China, we know we're almost certainly they have a kill switch on us if they need it. They're gonna flick the switch off on our critical infrastructure. They're in our water systems.
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
Yeah,
they're in our routers. I like most of my research was like on that a few terms ago.
The big thing in New York, they popped like a month or two ago for 300 plus 3,000 IP linked setup.
Yeah, in government officials. And anyways, like they were listening in on Trump and Vance right before the election, all these things. So like if they decided to move on Taiwan tomorrow, they're actively pre-positioning on us to make sure we don't like have a response to that, or at least it becomes so chaotic that the economic drivers, stability within the U.S. almost mandates a non-response to Taiwan.
That's interesting.
Just increasing costs, not just like financial costs, but like the costs of all different types of capital, like diplomatic capital and all those other things.
Yeah,
trade and technology and stuff.
And then on top of that too, the one thing, because I we always have like conversations about, well, is like some forms of authoritarianism, right? Like China lifted 20 million people out of poverty. Like they've done insane.
Who did the study?
Huh?
Who did the study?
Well, this was over their development phase.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, and then, but simultaneously, so like people are, why dog on China? All these things. But we know like a report.
Wait. Why dog on China? That's a hilarious thing to say.
Oh, that
Come on. Why dog on?
That's gotta be on.
No, dang it.
Oh, that's
I could have had a fucking reel out of that.
That has to get on the
Why dog on China?
no.
Keep your dog away from
No.
China. Are you
Would
kidding?
you
There.
leave
Oh,
the
no.
People's Republic of China alone?
Why dog on China?
Anyways, this is a really important
Sorry.
point.
Well, thank goodness I got the video back. One second.
Yeah, thanks. So
Really important point.
a recent report came out that they've I forget the methods of how they do it, but basically 800,000 Uyghurs are missing and unaccounted for.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Holocaust genocide type levels.
Yeah,
They're gone.
they definitely holocausted those Uyghurs.
Yeah.
If you want my
And
opinion on it.
in Xinjiang,
Yeah, they done been Holocaust in Uyghurs since
But-
what, 2016?
Well, this has been a long sequence of events, right? Of like,
And so
but now they're like in detention centers, or like I forget the term for it. Either
concentration camps.
Yes,
camps?
yes.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
I'll say it with my chest.
Yeah, concentration camps where forced labor, all this stuff. A lot of U.S.
Genocide.
companies also use,
We're
free
using
labor.
them.
But
That's not.
where was I going with this? Anyways, there are so many like emerging threats right now, and it's like, in a sense, very overwhelming. And the one thing I always say about the U.S. that might, be different is that there still is like a shred of legal recourse. Not saying everyone has that legal recourse, but there still is like methods and even bureaucracy of like, while it can be bloated, like there are really important things to checking other people that we never see or know about, but people are doing, Like seriously,
I would love to see some antitrust laws applied. Like there haven't been any antitrust laws applied in the last 15 years, and it's overdue. We're like in most all industries in monopolistic competition that should be broken up.
Paramount's trying to buy Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Stuff.
You don't even have to get to the entertainment level of like the utility companies are monopolies.
This is all
like
Excel Energy.
fucking the financial companies are monopolies.
Yeah.
You can see how mad they get at like Robinhood coming up because it's like, oh, because I have monopolistic market control here and you're stepping on some of that.
Yeah.
Fuck, 8 companies own all the food you eat.
Yeah.
Like, wake up, people. Like, they're so yeah. When we say yes, we have these checks and balances. Apply them, dude. They've stolen billions of dollars of public funds through all these blue states, dude. The reporting's coming out. $1.5 billion in New York. That's generations of people you can pull out of poverty. That's so many black families in the South that you can actually like give a leg up to. But instead, corruption and bloat and deceit is what drives us forward so we can all grow at 8% a year and all be happy and look at my 401k.
Yeah.
The hell are we doing, bro?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at a certain family,
Sorry, but like that's my take on this whole thing. Like national security, like we really need to spend money and be positioned right to be safe.
Well,
but we also shouldn't be just we're the richest. We're in the best spot in history, in the richest country on earth, and people go hungry.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Come on.
When someone, it was my mom asking me, like, making this very point, 100% wealthiest nation, human history, bar none. It's unacceptable, right? And if corporations did actually pay taxes, we could do everything. Like, I fundamentally believe that we could project around the world and take care of the home front. So to me, it's not either or. And I understand when people like
why don't you
get very frustrated about
this? Take the corporate tax money here. I'll give you a solution because I agree with you. Let them pay their tax. Take that tax money, and that corporation now actually has to follow through with the programs. You don't take the money and give it to some bureaucrat that sit and waste it and bloat it through non-NGOs and shit. That corporation, hey, Palantir, you're so good with data and stuff. Now you're going to fix the fucking roads. Figure out how to fix the roads. You've got $100 billion now. Fix the public infrastructure. These bridges are crumbling. You're the best at it. Here you go. You don't want to pay your taxes? Fine. Do the thing.
Yeah.
The rich in this country used to build institutions. They used to build concert halls and amazing things. We have untold wealth, and we're not building cool stuff. We're just making data centers that poison our waters and our people. Sorry. Please cut me off. I need to be cut off. Cut me off, John.
I mean, I think what we're all talking about, even going back to what we learned Thursday with that article about South Sudan, is it just comes down to value. How do you value people? How do you value things that you're not going to make any money off of this? It's not going to sell. How do you value people who we have for so long just not valued? And it just comes down to character. It just comes down to what is right, what is good, who is in our community, who is in our nation. We talk about national security, the nation, who is in the nation. And who are we forcing out? For China, the Uyghurs are not in their nation, so they're not part of their national security. So if we look at our country, who is an American, who is in our nation, our community, that was founded on these values of freedom, individual liberty, balancing that and making it more perfect? How do we value people who are just unhoused? People get so angry, like, oh, they're the freeloaders. Like, no, like, these are people who, for whatever reason, are...
How mad am I? Dude, how mad must a fucking disabled, homeless veteran be to read about the fact that their state funds have been just completely stolen and funneled through back channels to foreign nations and stuff like this, and this person served his country, and that's how this country is repaying it? Come on.
After I got out, summer back, I broke my leg. It was terrible. And my mom was like, well, it's a good thing you're a veteran. You get health care now, right? I'm like, no. Unless it's like service connected.
Yeah.
I think I might have like some cheap dental I could pay into, but...
And you could probably go to some place and some doctor and some way, and because a lot of people do this, and
absolutely.
they've done the reporting on it.
But like, she thought I got like free health care for life.
Her understanding was just like, it's...
And I was like, no, that's too expensive. We don't value people like that.
Yeah.
It's a corporation.
If you cut down on the fucking fraud, then you could easily spend money on healthcare for everybody.
Like in other countries, they're like in France or Germany or Japan, they're like, even in the military, it is wild. Like living on a base, it's a utopia. It is like, one day I was like, I have a headache kinda. So I went to medical, and my doctor's like, oh yeah, you're probably like dehydrated or something. You know, it's like a tropical island, super hot, 100% humidity. Like, I'm just gonna write you a prescription for like some like aspirin or like some ibuprofen. Like, okay. So I went to the pharmacy, and they're like, well, here you go. I'm like, oh, do I sign anything? They're like, nope. It's free healthcare. And people like live on base, they get free. It's like there's no,
and you gotta like, so we can do this in this country, but we also are gonna have to do some other things. Like, you could totally do this, but you also then, like, any example you give of these, the Nordic countries, Japan, it's like, okay, we're gonna have to do some other things too. We're all gonna have to be like, all right, we have these American ideals that we're all behind. Corporations are gonna pay their money to contribute back to the people. And then we have to be us. with us, because these countries like Japan, like the Nordic countries, they are very united in that the people think, act, feel the same way. And that allows for those systems that are top down to get to everybody and work. Because in our current very individualistic, sovereign-based society, it's not going to work to just apply this new thing of paying for everyone's health care and persist a problem of abuse when we've, for the past 30 years, rewarded people that have committed abuse and fraud of the systems because they've taken advantage of the bloat.
Right. You should value transparency.
Totally.
And accountability.
Totally.
And you mentioned earlier, like, make Palantir do this. They do it. They fix the roads, but like,
make them be accountable. Make them like pass a public audit too.
It will take people power, like government power, to make them do it, to tax them. It is someone taxing them. It is us, the government, taxing them. Because like, who is ensuring Palantir does this? Because if like a corporation does it, they're like, oh yeah, we fixed it. Here you go. It's
but like, so right now that's what the government's doing. They're going, we fixed it, look, and then half of the money or more is actually going under the table to someone else or to bad things. We've been funding low key both sides of terror conflicts internationally through public tax fund dollars for healthcare and child services and stuff. That's a problem.
Yeah, the thing though on the point about corporations doing it, I don't know if I...
And that was I'm sorry, that's kind of a silly example. Let me be very clear. It's kind of a silly example.
Of course it was an example.
I'm just saying,
it's a good point.
I don't think I still sit in the camp that the public daddy isn't the solution. That the public daddy resource of like the government coming in to be the solution, they're not effective at it. And maybe private isn't effective either, but we need to figure out a way to actually have effective...
But the we figuring it out thing, I agree that like, obviously, the government has gotten less effective for an assortment of reasons. But what you're describing is a government that does stuff. It is a community that the purpose of government is to do what the community cannot do individually.
Right.
That is fundamentally what a government should. So which we should value a government that does these things, that ensures that these corporations do these things, that there is no fraud or working on that.
Okay, so the problem persists right now in that the government is in your eyes. Let me just try to understand. Sure. The government is doing good with the following through of enforcing of the corporations right now, or no?
No.
Okay, so
there's no regulation.
If we did get that link tightened up,
we should do the trust busting. We should these things should happen.
Right. Okay.
And because there's fraud, abuse, corruption,
because they get paid off by the corporations making more on the bottom line.
Your congressman gets a bunch of corporate PAC money.
Okay.
Like that. It should be in Japan, Germany, France. So they that is a value that is like, you're out of here if you're corporate.
Let me get down to real brass tacks here. How do we fix the problem and that linkage? Because I don't know if there's much other way besides saying, if you're found as a government official to be committing fraud or stealing public funds, like in Japan, they put you in prison for life, or you're publicly executed, or something like this. Because otherwise, there's the linkage is never going to, at some level, I think you're right, there's that human element of it's going to come in either from the private side or the public side of like, you really hope you have a benevolent person in the decision maker's seat, otherwise you're screwed.
Well, wouldn't it be a shame if we in the United States just, I don't know, fired every inspector general?
That would be.
That happened this year.
Yeah.
Those people who are independent auditors of every agency, it would be a shame. It is a shame.
Who's the inspector generals? Are they part of the executive? Is that why they got fired?
I don't believe they can get fired.
I guess I just don't know. I don't know the position of what part of our diplomatic, how they serve the people linkage works. I'm saying.
I don't believe they're a part of the executive.
Like the Secretary of the State Office of Inspector Generals?
Yeah.
Well, I know they fired like all the JAG officers in the military, like the people that like the colonels go to, like, hey, is this legal?
Yeah,
Like
the people that investigate the people
like
that may or may not commit war
oversight.
crimes if bad decisions get made.
Oversight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are.
Why?
I'm pretty sure I could be totally wrong here, and this isn't totally
Be
my
wrong.
forte.
This is a show we're trying
Anyways,
it's a human show.
I would assume that these individuals are like they've been there for lengthy careers, potentially,
that's a
or
problem,
not,
then.
or not. But
I want a publicly elected person that the people think can investigate.
The point is that
I don't know.
they
I don't have a solution.
like they've served under multiple administrations.
That's
right.
good.
So like
Usually that's a good thing, right?
Like bipartisan. And that is like that signals something too in terms of like
Hey, they'll play
stability, things like that, right? But I'm sure that all these individuals are like confirmed by the Senate.
Okay.
So it goes through steps of maybe the executive appoints if there's a missing position, and then Senate confirms.
Absolutely.
I should know this.
No,
I've been
I vaguely
focusing.
recall that happening.
No, that sounds basically correct. There's just too many linkages away from people who, I don't know. I think the people are severely underrepresented in the democratic process right now.
For sure.
And I think all three of us agree on that.
They stopped adding congressmen in like 1912. It used to be like 70,000 people had one congressman. Now it's like 500,000 people in LA have one congressman. Or you go to Wyoming, it's like way less. So like their votes matter more. Like there needs to be extensive democratic reform. There's like all this gerrymandering, all these game things that pop up. Like I'm a radical believer in democracy.
We should go real hardcore with it. Like really get the data right. Like go down to the level of like people, like, you know, IDs, people, addresses. Like let's count everybody and know exactly so everyone gets fair votes. Like let's redistrict so it's fair, like not gerrymandered, like fair by people. So people get fair, like,
right?
Because they're still not going to get fair representation. Because then the group of whoever gets represented then gets to decide who goes on to these IG positions and other important roles. You know that the people aren't deciding on. The representative government officials are deciding on.
A founding principle of the United States is elections will happen. The majority, at least this is how it developed and evolved. A majority will have its way, but there will always be respect for the minority of it all. And
they talked very explicitly about the dangers of the two-party system as they established the two-party system, right? They had considerations for why this could be troublesome.
It has slowly become this binary thing, and where nuance is thrown out.
But it's like a unitary. It's like a binary down to unitary. It is a binary in name only.
Yeah.
Almost, right? Because it's a uniparty thing to a certain extent.
It is one regime. The United States regime. But it is one
That's the name
government.
of the episode. The United States regime.
we got a vote and like but speaking to your point of like how do you make change happen? How does change happen? This sounds really naive and really cliched.
But you break a dollar bill.
Yeah, rip a dollar in
Come on, folks. That's how change happens. One dad joke an episode. You promised
great.
it.
It
There
should
is.
all be pennies.
We need an applause right now.
Even on the silly, even on the serious episodes, I find a way to shoehorn it in. Sorry.
But it truly starts with you, the individual, where you value these things. Character matters. What you think is right and wrong.
John, you got my vote, man.
But
Run for office. You got my vote.
it's you voting, protesting, call your congressman.
Protesting doesn't matter. Me showing up to a place thinking it's going to equal an outcome, that's just foolish. Convince me otherwise.
We've been debating this for a while.
Please do.
That's how, like,
that's fun. Come on.
It is
How is me going to a place going to equal an outcome, John?
you, the individual, going to a place like in a field, like protesting. That's not going to do anything. But if millions of you do so, that
Still nothing. We're still just in a field in a place, but with extra steps.
It has certainly.
We might feel a little bit more better about ourselves, but it's still nothing's
Look
happening.
at what is happening in Iran right now. They're about to collapse because of it.
Well, that's
Don't we have
debatable, but
don't we have something to do with that too? I don't know.
but there is meaning and symbolism of people linking arms, walking across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and a bunch of like attack dogs, and police just beat the shit out of you. Like that is shocking to watch. That changes people's minds
I'm
about
with you.
things.
I agree.
To say, look,
But I don't know about it anymore. I really don't know about it anymore. I think we've been almost so torn down and shocked by stuff that I really don't know anymore if it matters. If my going to a place to equal an outcome matters.
I think 8 million people marching on one day definitely applies pressure to any group who's in power. 8 million Americans.
I think we can
and
think
not
it does,
only
but...
that, also like to John's point too is what you were explaining to me, because like a while back I even told him, I was like, I just don't know if it even matters.
Yep.
Like it just doesn't matter.
You came into pessimist Sean's chair.
You know what? Fuck it. None of this matters.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna vote. Right. And that type of thinking is, like, in my opinion, very dangerous, because it's the exact type of thinking that people like Putin, who are really having an influence around the world, and Xi Jinping, and insert any other, leader who with malicious intent potentially, they want what you call nihilism, especially amongst young men in America. That is how you destroy.
Don't vote.
Yeah.
Stay home. Tell your friends don't vote.
They're all corrupt. They're all corrupt. So screw it. I'm screwed.
Let's give up. Let's just give up.
Like that is exactly what, like
That's true.
It was Khrushchev in the 50s who literally made a quote about, or said a quote.
What a fucking...
Made a quote.
Literally made a quote.
It's been a long week.
Hey, by the way, that's your sound quote. You literally made a quote.
Mom, I made a quote today.
But he basically said, we won't need to invade the United States. We won't need to fire one shot. We'll destroy you from within.
Yeah.
We will bury you.
Is when you look at...
We will bury you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's... But that's what, like, the PRC, Russia, with their information wars of, like, getting in.
But there's a little bit more to that. There's a little bit more caveat. If you read about that kind of sayings and those quotes from that era, what they talk about specifically is the Marxist education tools, and how it's important that we get in the schools and teach these people that they need to be open-minded to these ideas, and that if they then go out into their capitalist society with these ideas, that it will cripple them from within, with the hope. That's the coupling factor that they always include with that. Just saying.
Now,
which, look at history, I look around me, I'm like, maybe it worked.
Well,
because I see a lot of beaten down, dodtrodden, dudes, and, lots of ladies that are, like, working their tail off to try to be girl bosses, and, like, not feeling like they're getting ahead either. So it's like,
I mean, there's
is that a critique of Marxism?
Yeah,
or capitalism?
It's a critique. It's a hey, nice job, guy in the 1950s. You called it. It's working. Like we are fighting against ourselves. We're fighting internal wars over stuff that doesn't even matter, and getting hung up over stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And people are starving.
Yeah.
As a result. And we're having fraud and bloat, and we're not keeping our capitalist overlords accountable, and we're slowly slipping into a techno-oligarchic state.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
But anyways,
he's right. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like most Americans, like, they agree on a majority of things. There are just, like, certain caveats that are maybe not, like, fully addressed.
Like how they go about the thing is different typically, right?
We all agree. We mostly all agree so hard that it's like sad.
Yeah.
This is all happening. We're all divided in these sheep pens and fences.
It's all grass and fences. I said that a lot on this show.
That's perfect, right there. Bang. Boom. Boom. Not like
this
protesting.
Long theme of the show.
Yeah.
It's all perspective. Grass and fences.
Yeah. Protesting is important though. Like, especially if someone, even if it doesn't apply pressure to a regime, right? It signals to someone else who's watching it, which is the point John was making, right? About, like, the civil rights movement, things like that. Like, it's It's important to actually take the principle of acting and doing. And
Can I ask you a really tough question? No one will make it this deep to find it, but tough question time. What creates more actual change or action? Protesting in the streets or Luigi Mangione?
Comment. He asked you comment.
I was told I can't ask John tough questions, but you've been on the show a lot. No, but that's okay. Maybe it's rhetorical, but like that's in line with the Marxist ideal. Sometimes, hey, you've got professors at Ivy League schools hosting panels talking about sometimes political violence is necessary and good. They're doing this in the open, man. I'm not the one to doing it. They're talking about it in the open. People that run the institutions in this country. Sometimes political violence has to happen. These capitalists have to die. That's what they're saying.
I mean, yeah, we. So
I don't know. It's like a national. How does that touch on national security? Maybe that's a better question.
Oh, and
I don't think we should.
Yeah,
there's a lot to unpack with what you just said.
Please unpack it.
We've been debating these sort of things a lot.
Okay.
Especially in academia. I don't even know. You do a great job on this topic if you want to touch it even.
Sure. Yeah. No, I'll touch it. I'll touch it.
In terms of like civil disobedience or nonviolent approaches to change versus uprising violent approaches.
Statistically, a change will happen it has happened much more frequently with nonviolent protesting.
Throughout history. Okay.
Violent uprisings, rebellions, it divides people. Mm-hmm. And like with the Easter Rising in Ireland.
Did you know that can I do a quick aside?
Sure.
I'm so sorry. I had to go to a liberal arts school in the middle of the country and take an honors level class where I was the only man and a woman in a room full of 15 women being told that men are the worst thing ever every day for months on end, just to learn and read a MAGA book about manga. Is that what they're called? Manga? Like animated storybook?
Manga? Yeah.
Yeah. About the Easter uprising, to learn that my great something was the first dude that died that day.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. John Connolly, I think is the name. Yeah.
Oh,
John
wow.
Connolly.
Okay. Yeah.
Fucking sick. Or actually might have been Sean Connolly. The Easter uprising. So that didn't work. Is just what you're saying. Is the result.
Well, actually, it did work.
Oh.
But my point was,
well, damn.
People were actually like really against it. Like that group, the IRA. I think they were the IRA.
Yeah.
At least one of the IRAs. They were like a fringe group. But what really turned everyone for them wasn't that they did the Easter uprising. It was that the British cracked down violently and just started hanging them with no due process. That's what really divided Ireland.
So the response of the Crown, James Connolly, by the way, the response of the Crown was what? The fact that they strung
violence.
up, yeah,
With no trials, really, they just started hanging all the people that they had captured. And that divided Irish people strongly divided them.
God. That's like what's happening now with the certain subgroups in our country where like January 6th thing happened and then the information has come out since that happened. And now there's certain subgroups of MAGA people that are probably even more divided than we were before because they thought some of the MAGA people were locked and held against they didn't do anything or whatever, right? Some of them think that, right?
Yeah. So with peaceful protesting, you're not building this division. Violence is such a insane phenomenon that it's such an extreme act that it's
primitive.
You're going to be on one side or the other now. With more peaceful protesters like the civil rights movement, where they speak about love and acting and projecting pacifism. People are like, pacifists, you can just take advantage of them. Pacifism is actually, it can be a projection into it, and how governments or other institutions react
to that pacifism, is what creates the change.
Is what creates the change.
Got you. Okay. But
So,
you really got to sit in that pacifist shit for a while and take the rubber bullets.
I don't know. Look at Nepal this last year and what happened. I mean, students literally got together and group chats.
The boys, bro. The boys led a revolutionary. That was violence, though, by the way.
Huh?
That was definitely violence.
What?
In Nepal, the violence. They killed the prime minister's wife. They killed the prime minister. They killed killed like 8 or 9 people in Nepal.
In Nepal?
Where was it?
So what happened in Nepal? They banned certain social media sites.
Yeah.
Then the youth rallied around other platforms that they could use to come together. The government said, "Oh shit, this is going to be bad. We're going to let you have your things again." Then they used all the tools, came together, and they just burned down things and killed their leaders.
I don't know if that's accurate, because I'm pretty sure the leader is going on to trial for
Okay, they might have kept one of them alive. They killed at least 3.
It was just one. I don't know.
1 second. I'll get some actual data. Keep going.
Well, this would be a hinge point then. So I don't want to. If I am wrong, then shit.
Arson and attacks on government buildings. Many deaths. We want to find out who specifically died.
I'm pretty sure though.
The peaceful protests in Kathmandu turned violent on September 8th. Police used live ammunition. Significant civilian casualties. Prime Minister resigned. Interim government led by the Redditors was formed.
Yeah, now the PM is facing like treason against her country.
Do find out what violence was caused by protesters, besides obviously the arson and stuff. But that's just property. It's just things.
Well, okay, is it violence if the government kills the peaceful protesters?
Yeah, but that's probably more to our point.
Yeah.
Of like peaceful protesting.
Is impactful.
Is impactful
because you're
going out to get killed.
Of course, you're always going to risk that.
But that's a tough tautological argument to make.
But I mean,
the core argument is that you have to die for there to be change, or there has to be.
Yeah.
Here's a good point.
But it's interesting. So the interesting is whether the philosophical is whether it's better or more moral to die yourself for the cause or to kill others for the cause. Which is, I think, is fine to sit on the side of it's better to die yourself for the cause.
Like studies, I'm pretty sure that they show that like there is actual quantitative studies on this indicating that more successful revolutions, things like that, are through peaceful means in general. But yeah, Timothy Snyder had a really great piece on Ukraine. I think it's called Ukraine Holds the Future or something. In it, he explains that like throughout all of this, like, you know, capitalism and like this market, international market, and like general peace, like in terms of like actual magnitude, if you stack up numbers from World War II, things like that, Americans, especially in general, forgot that like democracy sometimes requires blood, like in like fighting and dying for democracy. And like that is a reality. And that's what the boys did in Normandy.
Facts.
Over in the Pacific.
That's what we did in the Revolutionary War to get this country.
Those boys were the original anti-fascists.
Okay.
You know?
Sorry, less than lethal force was used against. So it's not violent if it's less than lethal force against the former prime minister and his wife in their own home when they were heavily injured and they burned down their home. So there you go. And then prime minister, deputy prime minister again, less than lethal. Critically injured wife of other former prime minister. Critically injured, I'd say that's lethal. A daughter, a person found death in a... Yeah, there was deaths on all sides.
Oh, sure, of course.
So there you go. But protesters died.
Absolutely.
They didn't kill enough of the leaders. Let's just say that. How about that?
Yeah, it's...
No, yeah, it's kind of brutal, but that is how the world works.
I don't want to like project or advocate for like militarism, where we must see the world through this one lens of projecting violence. That is also not sustainable.
Mm.
And, I'm a Marine veteran.
Mm-hmm. Oorah.
Like if, as an individual, if I'm walking in the park and some guy just starts shoving me, I'm probably going to shove him back. There is a self-respect thing that can scale up with, I'm going to protect my family.
Oh, you want to know a better move?
Sure.
Someone starts shoving you in the park.
Okay.
You just whip it out and just start. Yeah, you want to shove? You want to shove? I don't know.
My go-to line, if people ask me, like, are you ticklish, is like, I have diarrhea.
Yeah.
And
there you
people
go.
are like,
See?
that's what you say.
Wow.
Or you could just tell them, don't shove me, I'll come. Just saying.
See,
It might deter a stranger.
Nonviolence.
That's a nonviolent approach.
Yeah.
That yeah. Or like yeah.
Semantic
Hitting.
gymnastics is great for this type of
Hitting
stuff.
right now.
Nonviolent. Telling you.
But like it just comes down to values. What would you do to value democracy?
Yeah.
Would you
Use the St. Louis Arch for what it was intended for.
yeah. But would you protest? Would you vote? Would you do your research?
Yeah.
Would you run for office?
God,
would
man.
you canvass? Don't you like people marched?
So you're telling me I got to
They
stay
fought-
informed because I love this country?
That is the
Yeah.
one.
And there's a great website to do that.
It's a great
Morepost.com?
Morepost.com.
Wow! For me, the layperson, I can stay informed.
The very little sacrifice you can do is taking time to just vote, canvass, be involved, talk about it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like, I'm voting for this person, you suck. It's like,
Yeah, talk about it because people don't. I feel like young people. That's the biggest thing.
Face to face.
and don't make
You
it
know?
like I vote this way. It's like I vote for these values. Go and try to meet your congressman, talk to them, write them. I write to my senators all the time.
Should we get someone on the show? Should I get a congressman on the show?
Yeah.
See, I was thinking.
They're actually being more
So
open
I
to
was
this.
thinking there was this Republican that wants to run for governor, and I saw a headline. It was like, "Governor that called for the death of some group of people is now running again." And I was like, we should get this guy on the show, and I could see if I can like end his campaign by just joking with him too much. Be too good at riffing that he has to pull out of the campaign. How fun would that
If
be?
you send him like his campaign, your data analytics, like, I'm reaching these people. We're like, they might.
Just lie.
They might.
They're becoming more on this, but it starts with you valuing democracy, valuing the openness that we all love. Like we're both wearing American.
Point to the hats and look at them.
Like
This is we're going to screen cap this for the episode. America.
like it is. It is an idea.
It's an idea.
It is.
America.
It is this rationale that we should live in an open society with each other.
What a crazy idea. It's awesome.
Like the founders, flawed, awful people as they can be, were reacting to like all these like religious wars in Europe and like kings. Oh, I just own this land forever now and my children will get it. They were like, oh, what if like we didn't do that? And it's like who you are mattered, among other things that they fought and were. But
well, we can keep going. I gotta switch over the card if you want to keep going.
Could we take just a little break,
Yeah,
maybe?
take a little break.
I mean, we just went on a big rip.
This
right
has been
there.
great. We're going to be right back. Have you listened to radio before in your life?
have I listened to the radio?
The AMs and the FMs.
Oh, almost every day.
Wonderful. I'm going to kick us a break with our signature station identification. You're listening to 91.1. Oh, shit, was that another plane? We'll be right back. We're back. We're live. It's the After Hours show. We're deep into the night. Why don't you take us? Where do we want to go? Where do you guys want to go?
Oh, this is the plus?
Been taking it plus. It's like Hulu plus.
Sean After Dark?
Sean After Dark. Yeah, I forgot my fucking shoe polish today, so.
I guess, like, what haven't we talked about, I guess?
That you're interested in, passionate.
Well, I mean, I was thinking...
Tell me where I'm wrong. I don't know.
I mean, they're like...
So much, jeez.
What have you not been satisfied with? Did we even address, like, the hegemonic world order?
Well, I was going to go...
We've been arguing about that for a while.
I was going to go into the liberal world order and the theory of liberalism, and now how that's transforming into basic, like, the theory, foundational theory is...
I think you need to start with the word liberal it actually is being. You can use
It's misused.
There's like 5 different ways that word can be used in like political theory.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a sense, we're all classical liberals. Everyone in America is a classical liberal, which is just like an open society where we can share ideas. Or there's like the American political way of like, oh, he's liberal because he's like wants a more equal society versus conservative. Like there's that.
Okay.
And then there's like the global liberal order, which is like we should maybe be democracies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That's what I mean. It's not some like conspiracy how it has been made out.
Connor
to be.
isn't saying we should all be Democrats.
Thanks for the clarification. That's good.
So you're talking about like the push of democratic society across the globe.
Sort of, yes.
Yeah,
That's
like
one form of
markets
it.
and like open to like
Open
So
trade, free
basically-
markets, connected globalism.
Yeah. So post World War II, you had people thinking, wow, we just ran it back again, killed probably, conservative estimates of 75 million plus, right?
whoa,
Way more for sure. But that's why I said conservative estimate.
So you said run it back. I had to.
Yeah. 2 World War champs back to back. Anyways, the idea was like, how do we ensure that this never happens again?
national security.
Yeah, now tying it all the way back. Like, and the thought was not only can you try to establish international organizations for more democratic procedures, right? Now, of course, we can go deeper into this. About the UN not having actual power, but it's more of that, condemnation, like that world where people come in and you can condemn. Anyways, on top of that, beyond just like establishing principles like the human rights regime, right? You can tie up the world economically, entangle everything, so that if a leader comes to a point like Vladimir Putin in Russia, Xi Jinping over Taiwan, right? They
Trump
need
in
to
Greenland.
think very deeply about if it's going to pay off and if they even can. Now, of course, there's deeper arguments about sanctions, right? And now we're seeing like this secondary.
The whole Dave Chappelle bit. Sanction me with your military.
But now they're like, it does have impact. You're seeing the Russian economy really, really suffer right now. But it's signaling that like it's not enough, because now a secondary shadow market is rivaling the global US-led market. So you have the shadow fleet. That's why you see Bella One, right? Or Marina One.
These are all like, so the whole liberal world order is like, we're going to modernize, like there's going to be like international shipping, freedom of the seas, like all ships will have like codes and identifiers so we can like safely navigate and stuff. But what Russia does is they basically take the license plates off these ships to kind of skirt
hoist up a different flag.
something that we've all agreed to on.
Got it.
And
Yeah.
so now you see, just a few days ago, the U.S., the Coast Guard, along with the military, they literally seized one of Russia's shadow fleet. The Bella One, Marina One, changed the names. We've been tracking it for a while. We attempted to get it once. And
it a submarine?
It's an oil tanker.
Oil
Okay.
tanker.
It's
And
the 5th one that we've seized, or
Yeah.
the United States has seized.
yeah. And so that one was, originally flying under a Ghanan flag.
Yeah.
Right? And then they hoisted a Russian flag because it is Russian. Because we were tracking them, trying to get them. And we just seized their ship, which is monumental in so many different ways of like, we're talking about escalation with Russia, things like that, potential for that. Anyways, yeah, you're seeing now like the world.
And that's because we have to play world police.
Well, not so.
Because there's no other military. Because there's no EU. There's no NATO.
But
In theory, like the Brazilian Navy could have seized
Gotcha.
this like unmarked, no license plate ship.
Gotcha.
It's like,
And they didn't.
Well,
But do they have connections to Russia? Is that why? Maybe.
They're Russian.
Okay.
They're propping up the entire war.
That's why they're upset about the Venezuelan thing too. Yeah.
And I just in theory, like if the ship was even going around or near Brazil, like the Brazilian Navy could have done that or something. I'm not.
No, yeah, that's a great point.
But
they go to Venezuela, then they go to international waters, and they go back to wherever.
But the fact that they raised the Russian flag is different, and then we still took it. Like that is different. Because and they did identify.
Yeah, that's just maritime stuff, right? We're getting into they did that for a reason, right? Because under maritime law, if it's showing a Russian flag, it's going to be. Well,
they were trying to get protection because they knew the U.S. Coast Guard was on their tail.
Exactly right.
So but now what we're seeing is
So it's like if you're evading the police in a car and you
put on your diplomatic,
flip your switch from a yellow Audi to red Audi.
Yeah.
And you change the color of your car, and the plate switches. It's you're getting pulled over.
Or ambassadors have diplomatic immunity against not tolls, but parking meters, whatever.
Right.
If that's they just put that on.
They run up fines
for
too.
Instance, when Russia invaded Ukraine, both the U.S. and Russia, I forget the official term of it, but they gave all of the diplomats, the Americans in Moscow, 24 and simultaneously the Russians in DC 24 hours to get out of the country under your diplomatic immunity. And if you did not, you were going to get arrested.
Gotcha.
And you lost it. But what we're broader sense, what we're seeing now is this was a great point that I did not. All right. As I was saying,
does that answer your question?
Well, yeah. So the one really good point that I didn't think about that you mentioned to me a few days ago was this U.S. military action in Venezuela is the first one completely unilateral. Even if you go back to Iraq. That was
meaning by ourselves.
Yeah. And larger sense, that is the liberal world order is a sense that you need multilateralism. You need countries talking, engaging, doing things. That's equal. Of course it's not always been like that. Not saying it has.
Right. The goal, the value is we're all equal as countries.
Yeah.
That's on paper.
So, of course, with George W. Bush, they even attempted to create the scaffolding, right? To go into Iraq in 2003, weapons of mass destruction, things like that. But this U.S. military action is unique in that we did not even attempt any of that. Of course, we attempted to say it's narco-terrorism, throw some legal justification around that. And then
for one country to attack another country in the UN Charter, you have to bring it to the UN.
Yeah.
Unless you are being under attack, then obviously react on paper. Yeah. So by labeling people as narco-terrorisms or
they're bringing in drugs that are killing Americans, so we're responding.
Right. You can rationalize it like that.
That's the blanket story.
Comparing that to the George W. Bush Connor was talking about, at least there was they did bring it to the UN for better or for worse, however it went down. They did have committees. Other countries did agree with us. Even going back,
if we lied to them,
absolutely, and going back even further to the Persian Gulf War, in which Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. There was even a larger coalition.
This is the most unified moment, probably in world history, for nation states. Was that the first?
The Soviet Union was right on, America. We are 100% agreeing with you with this.
Crazy.
The Security Council was all voted for it.
What year is that?
1991. Desert Shield and Desert Storm.
And also the Security Council is 5 nations?
It's 5 permanent members and then a whole cast of other rotating countries that
fake NPCs.
Still
5 people that pay the bills and make the decisions and other people that come along for the ride.
In a sense, in a sense.
Yeah. But also the United States in this global system,
But this is the
we
whole...
told everyone we're going to write most of your security policy, but guess what we got in return?
Right.
This.
All this.
And of course it's turned hyper-capitalistic and it's not good. But in general, like, we enjoyed the very fact of getting to go to mostly any country with that US passport.
Yep.
That is so powerful. You know, we enjoyed intense, not for everyone, of course, but like an immense economy of anything we could consume or want to consume.
The
like
2-day delivery from Amazon is a result of globalism.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
And the fact that the United States,
Right?
the United States made the decision that we were going to patrol the oceans. We were going to buy into security, fund it all to do this, to set up this environment, right? And now what you see is the U.S., I wouldn't even call it's not isolationism, but instead you see in international relations theory, this is just a perspective.
Right.
Honestly, I don't know if it's accurate because I get confused every day about
and we can obviously have deeper, nuanced conversations about all of this.
Yeah.
There are different lenses to everything we just have talked about today.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be
This is broad
reductionary,
scale.
as you've seen.
But anyways, like, one big perspective right now after Venezuela is, okay, this administration has now decided on a very realist foreign policy where we are thinking about spheres of influence, no longer global. China, Russia, get the hell out of our backyard in Venezuela. Also along the whole Caribbean and in all these other nations where China has been doing the Belt and Road Initiative, all these things, trying to build infrastructure and influence. And we're saying no to that now. So like most of the infrastructure and all these huge contracts in Venezuela were from China. And now they had access to their oil, no longer. So now it's like signaling potentially this idea that, I mean, Russia's not going to stop in Ukraine. So like that, the United States is almost saying, okay, like, have Ukraine. Of course, I'm not saying this hasn't happened, but like that is the idea. Like, you just stay over there in Europe. You stayed over there in the Indo-Pacific. Do not come to the Western Hemisphere. Now, when we've seen certain things like that, we've seen massive world wars occur.
Right.
Which is my concern.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it more as a spectrum. We talked about liberal world order, liberalism, with an open, interconnected world where you could, have Pokemon and you can travel with a passport.
Right.
And we're all interconnected, and we police the seas, and we go to the UN. It's not perfect, but where we were in 1945, it was a hell of a lot better than what we just experienced the previous 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So certainly a step up. But now, as I said, I feel like it's a spectrum of like, on that end, we have like this perfect UN liberalism world order, and then there's the realism that Connor mentioned, where it is more me as a country. I'm not going to have this interconnectedness. I'm not going to turn to solving this together. I'm going to do what I have to do to survive. And I would describe it as like a regionalism, where the United States will, and this is one theory, and I'm placing no moral argument on it, but we can talk about it. But the United States will have the Western Hemisphere. Russia.
I want Greenland. Can I have Greenland?
You can go to Greenland now.
No. In this archetype we're describing, I want Canada, Greenland, United States.
In this liberal world order, like Denmark, who controls Greenland's foreign policy, essentially, are one of our greatest allies ever. We have full security.
But they said if we do anything, they're going to come with the full force of 8 people that they have?
Well, I mean that's
It's not. Well, Denmark.
Oh, they're EU.
It's
Well, they're
not
NATO.
just Denmark.
They're
It's
NATO.
also NATO. I know, but like,
But I want Greenland.
Yeah.
but like, you could go to Greenland.
So no, but they want Greenland because it's gonna melt away and there'll be tactical shipping
The
ports. It's all
Arctic-
about shipping in the waters.
Arctic
right?
AI and about missile defense. Like the Arctic is now going to become probably the most contested area of the
so
world.
to choose realism, taking
Okay.
what do you have to do, there'd be no real difference to what we have now. We already are a strong ally of Denmark. We could do everything.
Yeah.
But it's like this. It is pushing away allies. It is moving away from this liberal order that was a reaction to World War II and World War I and human nature.
Mm-hmm. So we've become like we've softened to the cruel death reality of what war brings because we're a bit out from it.
Yeah.
And because of that, now we're dipping our toe back.
Public memory. World War II veterans die. There are no more World War I veterans. They're all gone. Like public memory around this, knowledge, values, all these things that they went through, and what life was like before. It's all fading away from everyone's memory of it all, and we're choosing the default option, which is violence, despotism, taking.
No regard for
Taking.
human rights anymore.
Yeah. Instead
So.
of doing maybe the harder thing and talking,
Yeah.
compromising, maybe valuing us
Mhm.
all.
Dude, let's do it. Let's value America. I'd be down.
Yeah.
I don't want to see people struggling and then public dollars of, like hard-earned money that's people worked for go to just be stolen. And then go to like people be harmed, like directly be linked to then people die.
Yeah.
With that money. That money goes to guns and harm and terrorism. That's bad. Stop that. Enough of that.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to be in this tech oligarch state, like, use it for some type of moral good, Like, Minority Report, right? You find the people before the crimes even happen. Oh, you want to open a daycare? You're looking for public money? Figured out you're going to do fraud. Sorry, you can't do it. Come on. How hard it can be.
Yeah.
Just... I really just hope that we stop escalating things and realize that we could be a lot better. We can still be the richest, best nation in the world and still get our happy 8% growth a year and not have to, fear for our lives or start a ground war, which I don't think. Do you think, here's a good question. Do you think we'd ever do a ground war again? Or because tech's so good and drones can kill by people? Whenever.
It depends on so many.
Depends on where.
things.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, in Venezuela, we had a really interesting exercise in class where we had to think
You
about.
took Maduro.
Yeah. Well, we had
In
to
class.
think about like where will Venezuela be in 5 years, and just this is like a little side point when people say, especially, and it really makes me sad to hear about certain experiences in the classroom, like you mentioned earlier, with people maybe not doing justice to the other theory, even within IR, which is feminism. It gets so misconstrued all the time. That theory fundamentally is about safety and security of men, of children, and women. Like everyone. Like, it's a really all-encompassing theory. And it's unfortunate to hear experiences like that in the classroom. And even my cousin who said the same thing. Because it doesn't do it justice to that. But anyways, where was I going with this? Venezuela? Tying it in?
I would say search your heart. And would you want to see a world in which we are all a little bit more equal? Or do you want a world in which we are more unequal? I think it really just fundamentally comes down to that.
Equal in what? Outcome or opportunity?
Opportunity.
Okay. Then I'm in.
Like,
or just safety.
or like
I'm with that part of the equation that there's an effort component.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a balance of
I don't want to be
effort.
I don't want to be robbing from the people that are like putting the highest degree in that effort category for people to make sure that the outcome of the equation is the same for everyone. I don't think that's right either.
Absolutely. There's a right balance to strike but in terms of like, maybe we should all have a high school diploma. Maybe we all should have a place to eat food safely, or, you know, some basic, that's the world you want to live in, right? Where people aren't, for whatever reason, just not having chances to live.
Well, I think if you hollowed out the core problem I see, at least, is like a hollowed out hope in youth. Like if you hollow out the hope so deeply in young people that they stop buying into the necessary parts of the ideals that drive the country forward, then you lose the game. The Ponzi scheme or whatever is up.
Putin's nihilism.
It's a problem.
Stop paying attention. Don't vote. Don't protest. Don't talk to people about what you care about.
Don't think you can talk. Don't think you can this is a dumb example I've used several times, but like I've got buddies. Like I have a ton of respect for Connor because Connor is someone who...
Me too.
I have a lot of respect for
Connor.
you.
Connor has been someone that throughout my entire knowing of him has always been willing to speak his mind, think critically, and challenge those around him that might have a different idea, and do so in a realistic and open way.
Yeah.
And for better or for worse, like there are a lot of people in my generation of Americans that are at work and afraid to go on a friend's podcast because they think they're going to lose their job over like having a good time with a buddy. Like that's the hollowing out of hope. Like we're cooked. Sell the country to China if people think they can't be themselves and that themselves is not enough for it's a miracle that we're alive. Come on, let's shift the focus. Let's shift the grass and the fences and the lenses and let's get it right.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of respect for you.
I have a lot of respect for you, brother.
Remember when the show was in the dark when we were fucking in the main room of my little apartment?
I think the first time I was on was 22 or
That's crazy.
1.
Yeah. Which if you go over to the Patreon, I'll do you all a special favor. If I'm going to go find the audio, that black box tape, that plane crash. I've been finding old black box tapes from the plane crash and remastering them. So I'll remaster that one. No, it's on the paywall.
Anyway,
Patreon.
Like going, I remember the point I was going to make, sort along with what you're saying, like sitting and listening to people and being able to, like, I'm sure, you know, plenty of students felt unsafe expressing views in college classrooms, which is a shame.
And lame.
But I want to say, like, and once again, it goes back to just kind of like the very privileged experience I've had. And I don't say privileged in like a snotty way or anything. It's like genuine, like I'm privileged to be an American, you know?
Yeah.
Like that is privilege. It's not a bad thing, you know?
By chance.
Yeah. And like my education, the classrooms I've been in, of course, maybe I've heard some things that I'm like, whoa, but like, especially in graduate school, I've even had people tell me, unfortunately, they're like, oh, you are just like liberal, educated, things like that. But if you stepped into our classrooms and heard the plethora of really thoughtful, deep, like perspectives that are not at all in alignment with this rhetoric about
with liberal, with what would be labeled
like
leftism or whatever,
the woke college and whatnot. Of course, there are components, right?
Right.
But like, no, it's like you would be amazed at what you'll hear some people say about some things,
which is good.
Yeah, and anyways, tying it back,
still push you back with the data, dude. The data on the professors. You need more people that are conservative in academia.
Yeah.
It's still just too.
Well, we need more
Like, I'm happy to hear that, but like that needs to happen top to bottom. Like if you look at the data in almost all social studies science programs, social science programs across all fields, it's innumerably like above 95%. Like,
but I also
and
think
that's
I don't know. I think there are plenty of conservative teachers that express quite a bit.
I don't really understand what you mean by conservative too either. Or like why is
it's just just purely self-identifying, I guess, is what I'm referencing.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if they
so like
even would do that.
them bucketing like I'm this or that.
Yeah.
In survey response data.
But sort of tying it back to Venezuela,
please,
because these were really interesting points made. Like,
so where, in 5 years, where did you guys see it?
Like, it's gonna be my opinion of listening to a bunch of things. It's gonna be pretty unstable within the country. Quite a bit of violence, most likely. Potentially quite a few shifts of the regime. They're like people cycling through as the head of state. But to have U.S. companies go in and rebuild an infrastructure that'll likely be $60 billion plus, whatever. That's the last estimate I heard. You most likely will need the U.S. military presence while they do that. So it's going to be like not like full blown occupation, but like
there'll be some poppy fields being watched by troops.
Yes,
so let's say that.
Yeah.
Well,
but I don't know if John has a different take on that. There were quite a few.
You know about poppy fields?
Yeah. Flanders Field? Yeah. There are literally so many possibilities of what could happen in Venezuela. I don't think we're going to be sending in troops to Venezuela because that could mean them getting killed, maimed. I think what's more likely to happen is some sort of top-down, same regime, but it's like sanctioned by the Venezuelan military. That power structure system will just be utilized to control the Venezuelans and their resources. Maybe some like Blackwater mercenary type things on like these oil rigs. Like,
we've been doing that a lot lately.
Just contractors securing the resource extraction.
Maybe we'll get some good movies out of this.
Yeah.
Can I end on a different kind of note? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, John?
Ooh. Gosh, I would really love to be working anywhere. Period. But doing like research, analysis work.
Okay.
It is so fun to just learn and just establish like relationships. Like, oh wow, this thing is going up, and I think it means that this is going to go down, and that's really cool. Like, just finding stuff, like presenting, like it's like I'm coming up with my own ideas almost, but something just I want to, when I got out of the military, I wanted to fill that void in my heart of doing meaningful, purposeful, impactful things. Like, I left my unit and I'm like, how are they going to do this without me? There's a very strong, meaningful, you wake up and it's like, I'm doing it. So I'm trying to, in my heart of hearts, trying to find something like that.
Yeah.
I found it with the school. Like, I feel like so much meaning and purpose coming to class and talking about what is the most important thing. So
nice.
I want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
In government or a think tank or something, and like
Bilderberg Group. Call this guy. Give him a call.
Make a difference in people's lives.
If you're part of the Black Power elite, give this guy a call. Come on. Secret societies. His number's open.
Right? Like
think tanks. Let him do the research.
Yeah.
Hey man, if I want a new world order, I want you designing it. Let me tell you that much. That's the highest compliment I can pay.
Yeah.
Do good.
Yeah, do good. That'd be a great new world order. Yep. What a good new world order. I like that. Do good.
Why don't we just choose to...
That might be the name of the episode. New world order, ; do good.
Yeah. That's good.
Nice. That's fun.
I like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, before I get you, I'm sorry to keep you guys late.
No, you're good.
This has been an absolute wonderful conversation. I love when they go long like this.
I don't even know what time it is. It doesn't even matter.
It's almost 1:15. Have you heard of this country called England? Clearly.
Yes. I believe it. Yes.
Yes. Losers.
I'm very Irish, so
hell yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Up the raw, fucking it. They do this thing over there called knighting here at Top Shelf Studios. After a long form conversation, I am doing the hiding. Because all my life people are like, hey, got a couple inches. How's the weather up there? You must play basketball. Things like this. It happens literally every single day of my life. Well, I've come to realize now I've got this prefrontal lobe. I'm like, oh, I'm waking up in a vehicle. I'm driving a meat suit. That's all this is. And I look out in the world and I'm like, wow, we are judging each other on the size and shape and color of our meat suits, almost more than anything else. And it's just very silly to me. So after a long form conversation, I am pleased to give you a heart height. How tall do you stand physically, John?
I am 5'10", but I tell people I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
Okay. John Lamberger, I heart height thee 7 foot.
Oh, shit.
Sure to die young with a heart that large.
I don't know if
Please give it to the world.
Oh.
He's in the 7-footer club.
I don't know
It's
if
an
I've
elite
ever
group
heard
of
that.
caring people out there.
The Big Show from WWII.
I think Sean only gave me like a 6'2" once, you know?
Which is tall.
I want to be in the 7 foot.
You're giving him the little buddy status now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm honored.
Do you need a reevaluation?
Let's do it next run.
It could
go down. It could go down, man.
No.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
true.
gave him a say. We can't take away from that.
Fair enough.
Next time.
Well, do you want people to follow you, find you, support you? We got your show.
We have more posts on Instagram. You could follow me on my Instagram. I just post pictures that I like to take, but you don't have to.
Okay. More posts on Instagram. Your show, Sheepland.
Yes.
It's coming out soon. Be
Subscribe
on
to
the
more
lookout.
posts.
Subscribe to more posts on the website. That would be great.
I got
We
a
post
notification that was like, it's no longer, and then I
heard
went
about
right
this.
back in,
I
and I
heard
was
about
like,
this.
fuck you, website.
Yeah.
I am going
Yeah.
to be subscribed.
Yeah, I heard
I
about
do
this.
want the notification.
That was weird.
It's okay.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
Of course.
Such a grace just to bring us into your home.
Sorry for my vulgarity and trying to be funny. I appreciate you putting up with me.
This is good. This is fun.
Everyone hopefully knows and understands it's a fun satire human show. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we get to talk intellectual in here about what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
I like to be informed. It's sad to be informed, but I feel a certain civic duty to be informed.
There's
I like-
there's a sadness to like learning about this, but there's like a pride in it too. Like this is me taking this burden on, you know?
I don't know if I feel that, but that's
It's better to know.
I mean, no, it's definitely better to be ignorant. I would be way happier. But
I don't know. What's the full quote? It's not.
I'd be way happier.
People always misquote it. Ignorance is bliss. It's the full quote. It basically says,
ignorance is bliss. Now let me pull this 9.
yeah.
Folks, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow more posts. There's no premium for this, but there's lots of other content like the Black Box Lost Tape over there at patreon.com/intolerable. So if you want to support the show, that would do us a huge favor. Keep us ad free and supporter driven so that we can bring free speech about possible genocides around the world. They might not let us talk about them at some point, so we're going to do it here. And you guys make that possible. Thank you for that. And thank you for listening and watching. And as always, fuck off and be well.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fuck around with the United States. Thank you, everybody.